Chapter 650. A Search Caught the Wrong Person 1. Please continue reading on X0VL. Barbaric Heaven. Black Sky. Li Feng looked at Li Chaoyuan, who was lying in his arms, and said anxiously, "Father, are you all right?" Hearing Li Feng's anxious voice, Li Chaoyuan also pushed him away. This unfilial son was really going to destroy the clan. Then, Li Chaoyuan slowly said to Elder Two, "Elder Two, from now on, please bring the elites of the family to squat here. When that guy comes out, immediately send a message to me." Hearing Li Chaoyuan's serious voice, Old Two nodded at him. Following that, Li Chaoyuan immediately walked out of the Black Sky mine. The news of Xiao Changtian coming here, he had to seal it off properly. When Li Feng saw Li Chaoyuan's sudden change in temperament, he was also a little confused. "Elder Two, is my father sick?" Elder Tu's mouth twitched when he heard Li Feng's words. This young master, did he not know what trouble he had brought to the clan? Before Elder Two could reply, Li Chaoyuan's voice was heard again. "Old Two, I'll have to trouble you to lock that brat up for a while." Upon hearing Li Chaoyuan's words, Elder Two slowly said to Li Feng, "Young master, I'm sorry." As soon as he finished speaking, he did not give Li Feng a chance to resist, and directly took him away. At the same time, in the Montenegro Forbidden Zone, Xiao Changtian and Yi Fan each held a handful of firewood in their hands as they fumbled around in the cave. Feeling the cold wind blowing around him, Xiao Changtian frowned. This cave didn't seem to have many gaps. Why did the cold wind keep attacking him? At this moment, Xiao Changtian also picked up a stone from the ground. After checking it in his hand, he muttered, "Sigh, it's not black ice crystal." He had come in for a while, and had checked many things. However, there was no sign of the black ice crystal. If it weren't for the fact that he hadn't reached the end yet, Xiao Changtian would have suspected that the system was tricking him. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian also threw the stone in his hand to the side. Bang! The stone fell to the ground and made a sound. At this moment, a group of pitch-black figures slowly appeared on the top wall of the cave. Hiss! At the same time, at the entrance of the Montenegro Forbidden Zone, Guo Yurong had somehow managed to enter. Looking at the pitch-black situation in front of him, he frowned. It seems that those two people have already been targeted by the group of demons. I hope I can make it in time. As she said that, Guo Yurong quickened her pace and rushed into the cave. Bang! In the cave, Xiao Changtian threw another diamond-shaped stone to the side. Hiss! 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 At the same time, a series of noises came from the front. "Master, be careful." At this time, Yi Fan also raised the axe in his hand and walked in front of Xiao Changtian. Then a group of flying beasts charged at them. Seeing this group of flying beasts, Yi Fan also waved the axe in his hand. They were all killed on the ground. However, the number of flying beasts seemed a little ridiculous. They were not strong, but there were too many of them. At this moment, Xiao Changtian also slowly said to Yi Fan, "Yi Fan, put out the torch." Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Yi Fan also followed Xiao Changtian and put out the torch in his hand. After the torches were extinguished, the flying beasts did not attack again. After putting out the torch, the surroundings became pitch black, and the road ahead could not be seen clearly. At this moment, Xiao Changtian also slowly said to Yi Fan, "Yi Fan, let's rest here for a while." The surroundings were pitch black, and nothing could be seen. Xiao Changtian also called Yi Fan to sit on the ground and rest. At this moment, Guo Yurong's voice slowly sounded, "I didn't expect the two of you to make it this far." Hearing this voice, Xiao Changtian slowly stood up from the ground. Then, Xiao Changtian reached out his hand and said slowly, Who is that talking just now?" Xiao Changtian suddenly recalled the horror movies he had seen in his previous life. They were all in a dark place, and then a ghost might suddenly appear out of nowhere. As he thought about this, he felt like he had grasped onto something. What was this? Why was it a little warm and soft? While thinking, Xiao Changtian grabbed a few more times. "Bastard!" Then an angry female voice rang out in the cave. "Pa!" At this moment, Xiao Changtian also felt his arm being slapped by someone. Xiao Changtian said as he retracted his arm, "There's a ghost." Hearing Xiao Changshan's voice, Yi Fan hurriedly lit a torch and came to Xiao Changshan's side. Master, what happened? As he spoke, Yifan also held the axe in his hand to guard against his surroundings. Then, under the light of the torch, Xiao Changtian and Yifan also saw Guo Yurong in front of them. Seeing Guo Yurong's flushed face, Xiao Changshan's heart skipped a beat. Wasn't it just now? As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian saw Guo Yurong walking towards him. Isn't this Miss Guo? What a coincidence, why are you here too? Don't even think about pulling this over. I'm going to kill you. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Guo Yurong said fiercely, hiss, hiss, hiss. Before Guo Yurong could do anything else, another hissing sound came from the front of the cave. Seeing this situation, Xiao Changtian hurriedly said to Yifan, Yifan, put out the torch. Hearing Xiao Changtian's words, Yifan also nodded at him. Then, Xiao Changtian saw a packet of medicinal powder in Guo Yurong's hand. She threw it at the flying beasts that were attacking them. Whoosh! Under Guo Yurong's medicinal powder, the flying beasts also let out a series of sounds. In the end, they all fell to the ground. Seeing this scene, Xiao Changtian smiled at Guo Yurong and said, Thank you, Miss Guo. Guo Yurong heard Xiao Changshan's words and ignored him. Then he walked straight ahead. Seeing that Guo Yurong was able to see the road clearly, Xiao Changtian was also a little surprised. Then he slowly said to Yifan beside him, Yifan, let's follow Miss Guo. Although he didn't know how Miss Guo did it, it was better than staying where she was. At the same time, inside the cave, a huge bat was slowly standing. Chapter 651. Miss Guo, let me help you 1. Please continue reading on X0VL. Desolate Heaven, Montenegro Forbidden Zone. Xiao Changtian and Yifan followed behind Guo Yurong. On the way, although they encountered many birds and beasts, they were easily dealt with by Guo Yurong. At this moment, Guo Yurong also brought them to the depths of the cave. At this moment, Guo Yurong suddenly stopped in her tracks and slowly said to the people behind her, If the two of you don't want to die, then hide to the side. Along the way, they encountered many birds and beasts. However, those who had experienced less evil energy erosion were easily eliminated. After arriving here, Guo Yurong also felt the evil aura in front of her. With his strength, he might not be able to protect Xiao Changtian and the others. Therefore he reminded them. After hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian nodded at him. Then, he pulled Yifan to the side without hesitation. After hiding behind a big rock, Xiao Changtian also said to Yifan, who was beside him, Yifan, let's observe the situation here. When Yifan heard Xiao Changshan's words, he also nodded at him. Along the way, Xiao Changtian also had his own guesses. For Miss Guo to be able to move freely in the darkness, she was undoubtedly an immortal cultivator. Otherwise, how could he have done it to this extent? With an immortal cultivator helping him, he and Yifan, 2 mortals, he would definitely lie down if he could. At the same time, in front of Xiao Changtian, Guo Yurong looked at the void in front of her and said slowly, Come out, I know you're in front. As soon as Guo Yurong finished speaking, a blood-colored mist slowly rose in front of her. Then, a huge bat appeared in front of Guo Yurong. Xiao Changtian, who was hiding behind a rock, saw such a big bat. Was this a demonic beast from the cultivation world? This was the first time he had seen a demonic beast in the cultivation world. Thinking this in his heart, Xiao Changtian also slowly said to Yifan beside him, Yifan, help me. We have to help Miss Guo too. When Yifan saw this bat, his expression was a little solemn. He felt an extremely uncomfortable feeling from the bat. It was as if the black aura around the bat was not spiritual energy at all. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, he nodded at him. Then the master and disciple started to work behind the rock. Guo Yurong looked at the bat in front of her and said slowly, You've already been corroded by evil energy. Let me purify you. As she spoke, a holy light flashed in Guo Yurong's palm. These were all demonic beasts that had been eroded by the evil aura of the Outer Heaven Dark region. As they had to deal with it, the Righteous Path Alliance had sealed them in different places. And Guo Yurong's purpose in coming to the Black Sky Mine was obviously to eliminate these demonic beasts that had been eroded by the evil aura. The bat ignored Guo Yurong after hearing her words. He let out a strange scream and charged at Guo Yurong. Damn it! Guo Yurong grumbled when she saw Bat attacking her without a word. Demonic beasts that were corrupted by evil energy were called demons. They were also divided into levels, which were elementary demons, intermediate demons, and advanced demons. Their strength also corresponded to the Golden Immortal, Immortal King, and Immortal Emperor of human cultivators. Clearly, this was the ruler of the Black Montenegro Forbidden Zone, and its strength had reached the level of an advanced devil. Bang! The Bat and Guo Yurong were fighting in the air. The two sides were also in a constant confrontation. Guo Yurong looked at the Bat opposite her with a worried expression, although she could guarantee that she would not be corroded by the evil energy. However, this also consumed a lot of her spiritual energy. However, this Bat was different. It could continuously absorb the evil energy inside to replenish itself. If this continued, he would still return empty-handed. Guo Yurong was a little angry that she couldn't think of a good solution. Behind the rock, Xiao Changtian and Yi Fan also poked their heads out at this time. Looking at the battle in the air, Xiao Changtian sighed in his heart. This Miss Guo looked quite gentle, but she was really valiant when she fought. At this moment, Yi Fan, who was standing at the side, slowly said to Xiao Changtian, "Master, do you want me to go over and help Miss Guo?" Hearing Yi Fan's words, Xiao Changtian also hurriedly stopped him. Yi Fan, this kid was too honest. Seeing that Miss Guo did not have any advantage, he wanted to go over and help him. However, we also have to consider our own strength. We are mortals. If we go over, we will only cause trouble for Miss Guo. Thinking of this in his heart, Xiao Changtian also slowly said to Yi Fan, "No need. You stay here and watch. I'll go over." Hearing that Xiao Changtian was going to personally make a move, Yi Fan also nodded at him. To be honest, he felt uncomfortable looking at the Bat. This master had clearly discovered that it was extraordinary and wanted to personally take action. If his master made a move, then it would indeed have nothing to do with him. As he thought this, Yi Fan also watched the show from the side. Xiao Changtian looked down at Guo Yurong and the Bat, then looked at Guo Yurong in the sky and said to her slowly, "Miss Guo, let me help you." When Guo Yurong heard Xiao Changshan's words, she also looked down. When he saw Xiao Changtian, he shouted at him, "What is a mortal like you doing here? Go and hide." Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian rubbed his nose. When the Bat opposite Guo Yurong heard her words, it took advantage of the gap between Guo Yurong and Xiao Changtian. He charged towards Xiao Changtian. Seeing this, Guo Yurong was also a step too slow. Not good, this mortal was going to die. With the Bat's speed, he would not be able to catch up at all. Xiao Changtian looked at the Bats that were charging at him. A bottle of liquid appeared in his hand, and he sprinkled it on the Bats. Hiss! 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 The Bats let out a series of shrieks when they were splashed by the liquid. Then, under Guo Yurong's gaze, he fell from the sky. Bang! Seeing the Bat fall to the ground, Xiao Changtian also reached out his hand to cover his face. Guo Yurong also landed beside Xiao Changtian, looking at the Bats that were gradually dissipating on the ground. He looked at Xiao Changtian in disbelief and said slowly, "What did you use just now?" Xiao Changtian looked at the half-dead Bat on the ground and heaved a sigh of relief. He slowly explained to Guo Yurong, "Miss Guo, that was concentrated sulfuric acid just now." This was what Xiao Changtian had thought when he saw Guo Yurong using medicinal powder to deal with birds in the cave. Just now behind the stone, he and Yi Fan had also gotten this thing out. Chapter 652. This man is really expecting. 1. Please continue reading on X0VL. MROZ Desolate Heaven. Montenegro Forbidden Zone. Guo Yurong heard Xiao Changshan's words and said to him in surprise, "Thick sulfuric acid." Hearing Guo Yurong's surprised voice, Xiao Changtian nodded at her. At this moment, the divine monkey also jumped out from the bamboo basket behind Xiao Changtian. Squeak, squeak, squeak. The divine monkey stood on Xiao Changshan's shoulder, gesturing its limbs at Xiao Changtian. It was as if he was expressing his dissatisfaction. After entering the Montenegro Forbidden Zone, Xiao Changtian placed the divine monkey into the bamboo basket. Inside the bamboo basket were the tools refined by Xiao Changtian. The divine monkey was also suppressed in the bamboo basket and could not come out. At this moment, Xiao Changtian rubbed his head and said slowly, "You must be bored inside." This monkey was so active. It was indeed a grievance to let him stay in the bamboo basket. It was just that this cave was really a little dangerous. If he had just let him out, he might have been eaten by some unknown demon beast. After Xiao Changtian rubbed his head, the divine monkey jumped onto the ground and looked around. Just like Yi Fan, the aura here also made him feel uncomfortable. Guo Yurong, on the other hand, was staring at the divine monkey on the ground. In her field of vision, the divine monkey's body was glowing with a golden light. With a long rod in hand, if he struck down with it, it seemed to have the power to destroy the world. The divine monkey sensed Guo Yurong's gaze and looked at her as well. When the divine monkey saw Guo Yurong, it didn't seem to be disgusted. Instead, she covered her mouth and laughed, jumping into Guo Yurong's arms. Seeing the divine monkey jump onto Guo Yurong, Xiao Changtian said to him, "Monkey, what are you doing? How can you climb onto Miss Guo's body?" Guo Yurong looked at the divine monkey that had jumped onto her body, then looked at Xiao Changtian. "It's okay. I quite like him." As she spoke, Guo Yurong reached out and stroked the divine monkey's back. Now, Xiao Changtian was a complete mystery in her heart. This person was obviously the master of the divine monkey. He had cooperated with the bat to kill it in one strike. This person was obviously not a mortal. As for why he disguised himself as a mortal, since she didn't take the initiative to tell you, it meant that she wanted you to know. It would be useless for him to ask. It was better to explore it slowly later. If he could get this person's help, perhaps it would be easier to deal with the demons in the future. With this thought in mind, Guo Yurong also extended her jade-like hand to Xiao Changtian. "I still don't know young master's name." Hearing Guo Yurong suddenly ask for his name, Xiao Changtian was also stunned. However, the girl had already taken the initiative to reach out to him. Xiao Changtian didn't hesitate, and shook hands with Guo Yurong. Then he slowly said to her, "Xiao Changtian." "Guo Yurong." Guo Yurong replied after hearing Xiao Changshan's words. "Then young master Xiao, I guess we've officially met." Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian was also a little confused. Why did Miss Guo's attitude towards him change? Was it because he had just defeated that demon beast with concentrated sulfuric acid? After thinking for a while, Xiao Changtian could only think of this reason. However, he still had to find the black ice crystal first. Then, Xiao Changtian said to Guo Yurong, "Miss Guo, do you know where the black ice crystal is?" Guo Yurong heard Xiao Changshan's words and slowly said to him, "Young master Xiao, follow me." Then, Guo Yurong brought Xiao Changtian inside. Since the bats were destroyed by Xiao Changtian, the demons in the Montenegro Forbidden Zone avoided them. Soon, under Guo Yurong's lead, Xiao Changtian and the others arrived at an empty space. There was a ray of light shining on the empty ground. Xiao Changtian looked up and saw a small hole at the top of the cave. At this time, Guo Yurong also said to Xiao Changtian slowly, "Chase carat maistel xia degree the black im klystal y degree you want right bell degree w tis empty. Just dig them out." Xiao Changtian heard Guo Yurong's words and said slowly, "I see. Thank you, Miss Guo." When Guo Yurong heard Xiao Changshan's words, she stared at him expectantly. Ever since Xiao Changtian appeared, he had been giving her surprises. He actually didn't see through his mortal disguise. Now Guo Yurong was also very interested in how Xiao Changtian would dig the ground. 6 At this moment, Guo Yurong also heard Xiao Changtian slowly say to Yi Fan, "Yi Fan, help me dig the ground." As he spoke, Xiao Changtian also gave the 9 heavens rake given by the system to Yi Fan. Yi Fan took the 9 heavens rake from Xiao Changtian and struck the ground without saying anything. This was the first time Guo Yurong had seen Yi Fan attack. Whoosh! Yi Fan's hands that were holding the 9 heavens rake looked ordinary, but carried a Dao charm. What was this? Seeing this scene, the holy aura on Guo Yurong's hand also lit up slightly. Bang! Yi Fan hit the ground, and the originally incomparably solid ground was dug a few meters deep by him. "Master, take a look and see if this is a black ice crystal." At this moment, Yi Fan also pointed at some black transparent crystals below, and slowly said to Xiao Changtian, "Yes, that's what I want. Yi Fan, you've worked hard." At this moment, Xiao Changtian was slowly collecting the black ice crystals underground. Looking at the black ice crystal in his hand, Xiao Changtian sighed. As expected, the things that the system wanted would not be placed in a good place. 6 Guo Yurong looked at Yi Fan and smiled at him. Young Master Yi, your martial arts are really rare in the world. There were not many moves in the heavens beyond the heavens that could be added with Dao connotation. Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Yi Fan also smiled at her. No, it's because Master taught me well. Xiao Changtian heard their conversation and said to Guo Yurong, it's all superficial. Compared to young lady, it's much worse. He had taught Yi Fan some wood chopping and water fetching techniques. How could this be compared to Miss Guo? Miss Guo's skills were all spirit skills. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Guo Yurong also smiled at him. His disciple was already so powerful. He did not know what his strength was. This man was really something to look forward to. Miss Guo, what's wrong? Xiao Changtian finished collecting the black ice crystals and saw Guo Yurong staring at him. And he said slowly to her, although I admit that the concentrated sulfuric acid was very handsome just now, I would also feel embarrassed if you looked at me like that. Guo Yurong smiled at Xiao Changtian. No. Chapter 653, The Real Evil Race? _1 Please continue reading on X0VL. Desolate Heaven. Montenegro Forbidden Zone. Xiao Changtian looked at Guo Yurong, who was smiling at him, and said slowly, Miss Guo, let's leave. Guo Yurong nodded at Xiao Changtian. May I know where young Master Xiao is going next? Xiao Changtian heard Guo Yurong's words and said to her, I still need to find the Heavenly Fire Pure Iron. Heavenly Fire Iron Essence? Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Guo Yurong also placed her jade-like finger on her chin. Could it be that Miss Guo knows about the Heavenly Fire Essence Iron? Seeing Guo Yurong's thoughtful look, Xiao Changtian also said to her slowly. Guo Yurong smiled sweetly at him when she heard his words. Yes. I'm in the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. I have something to do there. Young Master Xiao, how about we travel together? There were also some demons sealed in the Sky Fire Mountain Range. Guo Yurong also wanted to get rid of them. Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian didn't think too much and nodded at her. Young Master Xiao, let's go. Guo Yurong said to Xiao Changtian slowly. Xiao Changtian nodded at Guo Yurong. Then, the chaos ant on Xiao Changshan's shoulder emitted a silver light, covering everyone. Whoosh! A silver light flashed, and Xiao Changtian and his group disappeared from the Montenegro Forbidden Zone. When Xiao Changtian and the others disappeared in the Black Sky Mine, Elder Tu and the elites of the Li family guarded the entrance of the Montenegro Forbidden Zone day and night. At this moment, Li Keiwan's figure slowly appeared in front of Elder Tuesday. With a worried expression, he slowly said to Elder Tu, Elder Tu, haven't those two come out yet? Hearing Li Keiwan's words, Elder Tu shook his head at him. These few days, they had been monitoring this place day and night. However, no one came out of the Montenegro Forbidden Zone. At this moment, Elder Tu also said to Li Chaoyuan, Patriarch, see if they have died here. After all, the Black Montenegro Forbidden Zone is the ancestral land of the clan. The dangers inside are not something we can predict. When Li Chaoyuan heard what the elder said, he also pondered for a moment. I don't know. We'll talk about it when the ancestor returns. After Li Chaoyuan finished speaking, Li Feng's voice slowly sounded in the air. Father, the ancestors have arrived at the clan. Hearing Li Feng's words, Li Keiwan's body trembled as he felt a surge of joy in his heart. He said to Elder Tu beside him, Elder Tu, bring the elites of the clan and follow me to welcome our ancestor. Hearing Li Keiwan's words, Elder Tu waved his hand. The elite of the Li family followed behind him, and Li Chaoyuan to welcome Man Tian and the others. Only a few Li family disciples were left to guard the Montenegro Forbidden Zone. When they arrived outside the Black Sky Mine, Li Chaoyuan and the rest of the Li clan members also saw two streams of light streaking across the sky. Then, Man Tian and Zheng Tian appeared in front of Li Chaoyuan and the others. Ancestor. When he saw Man Tian, Li Chaoyuan also brought the Li family members and bowed to him. Man Tian looked at Li Chaoyuan and the others below and nodded at them. When I came to the clan, I heard from Fenger that you were all here. Hearing Man Tian's words, Li Chaoyuan also hesitated for a moment before saying somewhat submissively, "Ancestor, it's like this." Before Li Chaoyuan could finish, Man Tian said to him, "Chaoyuan, just say what you want to say. It's not easy for me to come out. I can help you solve anything." As Man Tian finished speaking, Zheng Tian, who was beside him, also said, "Don't worry, you're all descendants of the Alliance. I won't let you suffer." Hearing Man Tian and Zheng Tian's words, Li Chaoyuan also told them about Xiao Changshan's matter. After hearing Li Keiwan's explanation, Man Tian said in shock, "Are you saying that you met a creation immortal with a divine monkey?" Hearing Man Tian's words, Li Chaoyuan nodded at him. Then Man Tian and Zheng Tian exchanged glances. Why did they feel like they had heard this before? Heavenly Sword Manor Master. With this thought in mind, Zheng Tian also took out a voice transmission jade pendant. Sensing it in his palm, he shook his head at Man Tian. Zheng Tian could sense that the voice transmission jade pendant on the Heavenly Sword Manor Master was no longer there. It seemed like it had been destroyed by some existence. As for the Heavenly Sword Manor Master, it was very likely that he had met with misfortune. Thinking of this, Zheng Tian slowly said to Li Chaoyuan, "Where did that person enter? Quickly bring us there." Seeing Zangshan's anxious look, Li Chaoyuan did not dare to be negligent. He slowly said to Man Tian and Zheng Tian, "Ancestor, follow me." Although Zheng Tian was not their ancestor, he could come with their ancestor. How could he be an ordinary person? Li Chaoyuan did not dare to be negligent at all. Soon, under Li Yuan's lead, Man Tian and Zheng Tian slowly arrived in front of the Montenegro Forbidden Zone. Looking at the restricted area in front of him, Man Tian slowly said to Zheng Tian beside him, "This is the place where those demons were sealed during the last war. Let's hurry in and take a look." As soon as Man Tian finished speaking, Zheng Tian, and he didn't delay at all. The two of them flew into the cave. Whoosh! When Zheng Tian and Man Tian entered the cave, they quickly discovered that the interior of the cave was unusual. The evil aura in the cave seemed to have lessened, and there was no one inside. As he thought about this, a terrifying conclusion suddenly appeared in Man Tian's mind. Could it be that that person was not a spy from the evil race, but a true evil race? Seeing Zangshan's expression, Man Tian knew that he was thinking the same thing, because only the true evil race could absorb the evil energy here. Other than that, no one else could do it. Even their Righteous Path Alliance did not know how to purify the evil energy. With this thought in mind, Zheng Tian and Man Tian hurriedly flew out. When Li Chaoyuan saw the two of them come out, he also slowly said to them, "Ancestor, did you find anything?" When Man Tian saw Li Chaoyuan, he also said to him slowly, "Do you still remember what that person looks like? Give me his portrait." Hearing Man Tian's words, Li Chaoyuan did not hesitate. With a wave of his hand, one of the Li family elites passed the portrait to Man Tian. Man Tian injected his own true essence into the ground. Then, he slowly said to the Li family, "Li Chaoyuan, take the Li family and follow me to ward off evil spirits." Chapter 654. This Misqua is really domineering. I'll please continue reading on X0VL. Barbaric heaven. A silver light flashed through the air. Then, Xiao Changtian and the others slowly walked out of the void. Xiao Changtian saw that he had suddenly arrived at an unfamiliar place from the Montenegro Forbidden Zone. Looking at Guoyurong, he was also surprised. This Misqua's strength was really awesome. She could actually achieve instantaneous displacement. In the past, when the Great Sun Immortal brought him along, they only flew in the air. And Misqua's behavior was like the space jump he saw in cartoons in his previous life. Thinking of this, Xiao Changtian had a new evaluation of Guoyurong. Guoyurong also looked at Xiao Changtian curiously. The reason why the Montenegro Forbidden Zone was called a Forbidden Zone was because it was a forbidden zone. One of the important reasons was that the spatial element could not be used inside. This was also an array formation that ensured that the evil aura did not leak out. Xiao Changtian could ignore this formation and teleport out. It seemed that this person was even stronger than those old fellows from the Righteous Path Alliance. Before she met Xiao Changtian, she thought that those old men in the Righteous Path Alliance were the most powerful. They didn't expect Xiao Changtian to be stronger than them. Young Master Xiao was simply a new continent. Guo Yurong looked at Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian is really strong. Xiao Changtian heard Guo Rong's words and smiled at her. Miss Guo wanted to say that a mortal like her could withstand the flight of an immortal cultivator. In fact, that was because he had flown too many times with Daoist Big Sun before. There was no longer any sense of novelty. Although it was teleportation this time, he didn't feel much. Following that, there was a commotion around them. Xiao Changtian looked around him. It seemed like a small village. In the village, many shops were open. However, most of them were smithing shops. It could be seen that the barbarian heaven mainly focused on smithing. At this moment, a fat man also came in front of them. Kid, you guys are foreigners, right? Xiao Changtian nodded at the fat man who greeted him. You guys are going to enter the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range to make a fortune, right? But let me tell you, the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range hasn't been peaceful recently. The red-blooded demonic dragon has eaten a few people recently. If the three of you want to go in, it's best to find a mercenary team. At this moment, the fat man stood in front of Xiao Changtian and guided him patiently. Xiao Changtian heard that there were demonic beasts in the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. After thinking for a while, he felt relieved. After all, Miss Guo was a cultivator. It was normal for there to be demon beasts in the places she went. However, he hoped that he could successfully obtain the Heavenly Fire Essence Iron this time. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian slowly said to the fat man, "Where can I find the mercenary group you mentioned?" The fat man heard Xiao Changshan's words and smiled. Then, he clapped his hands, and a few figures appeared beside him. "Young master, if you want to find it, don't go through so much trouble." Although Xiao Changtian knew that he was trying to sell it to him. However, this was the first time Xiao Changtian had seen someone so direct. The fat man looked at Xiao Changtian with confidence. They were a small mercenary team from the outside of the Sky Fire Mountain Range. The few of them gathered here to protect their employer and earn a living. And they often chose those who did not have much strength to promote. There was no particular reason. There were only two characteristics of these weaklings. One was simple. This person who didn't have much strength would go to the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range, because it was in the periphery. They didn't need to do anything at all. And the mission was easily completed. The second was that they were easy to deceive. These people without strength were all fools. After entering, they believed him with just a few words. This money was easy to earn. Xiao Changtian was the weakest of the weakest in the eyes of the fat man. When he entered, he couldn't sense any aura from Xiao Changtian. The other mercenary teams in the village saw the fat man trying to trick Xiao Changtian. They all sighed. Damn it, Fatty beat me to it again. This person looks like a rich kid. He must have a lot of money on him. Sigh, another rich kid is going to squander. Although there were sounds coming from the surroundings. However, due to the noise, Xiao Changtian couldn't hear what they were talking about. The fat man looked at Xiao Changtian, as if he was waiting for Xiao Changtian to agree. At this time, Guo Yurong also came to Xiao Changshan's side. Uncle, we don't have to come. This fatty obviously wanted to blend in with them, but Guo Yurong did not want to bring such a burden along. Xiao Changtian looked at Guo Yurong who had come to his side, and said to the fat man in front of him, "I'm sorry, we don't need it." With Miss Guo around, there was nothing to be afraid of. Moreover, this fatty was obviously trying to trick him. If not for the fact that he wanted to get more information out of him, he would not have bothered with him. The fat man saw that Xiao Changtian and Guo Yurong didn't follow the script that he had designed beforehand. She was also stunned for a moment. Then she quickly said to Xiao Changtian and Guo Yurong, "Is the price too high? Why don't I give you a discount? How about a fracture?" The fat man's voice slowly entered Xiao Changtian and Guo Yurong's ears. At this time, the other teams also said to Xiao Changtian and the others, "Aya, I finally saw this fatty being caught off guard. Young master, beautiful lady, take a look at our team. We are much cheaper than Fatty and the others. And we have excellent equipment." At this moment, a team carrying all kinds of spiritual weapons shouted at Xiao Changtian and Guo Yurong, "There's still us." Almost every team present had spread the news to Xiao Changtian and the others. After all, there were too many wolves and too little meat. At this time, Guo Yurong also replied in unison. Everyone, there's no need. You'll be a burden if you follow us. Guo Yurong's words caused a commotion among the mercenary teams. This little girl is so arrogant at such a young age. That's right. Let's not tell them. Let's see if they can come out alive. At this moment, the fat man looked at the backs of Xiao Changtian and Guo Yurong and said. Xiao Changtian stood beside Guo Yurong. She also gave Guo Yurong a thumbs up in her heart. This Miss Guo was really domineering. Chapter 655, Firestone 1. Please continue reading on X0VL. In barbaric heaven, sky, fire, mountains. Miss Guo, where should we go? Xiao Changtian slowly spoke to Guo Yurong beside him in the sky, fire, mountain range. Guo Yurong also pointed at a direction in the mountain range when she heard Xiao Changshan's words. He said slowly to Xiao Changtian, Young Master Xiao, we need to find some firestones first. Firestone. Xiao Changtian was also surprised to hear Guo Yurong's words. Yes. The temperature within the heavenly fire mountain range is too high. Magma will occasionally burst out. We need to find some flames to isolate the temperature here. Standing beside Xiao Changtian, Guo Yurong slowly explained to Xiao Changtian. Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian also nodded. This Miss Guo was really meticulous. She was always thinking of a mortal like him. Those mercenary teams also said that there were demon beasts here. As a mortal, he indeed could not withstand the high temperature like an immortal cultivator. Guo Yurong saw that Xiao Changtian only nodded and didn't say anything. He muttered in his heart. With young Master Xiao's strength, he might not need this firestone. Wasn't what he said just now a little unnecessary? However, seeing that Xiao Changtian didn't say anything, Guo Yurong still brought Xiao Changtian to a pond. After all, he could not resist the temperature inside the heavenly fire mountain range. Soon, under Guo Yurong's lead, Xiao Changtian and the others arrived in front of a basin. Young Master Xiao, the firestone is under this basin. Xiao Changtian followed Guo Yurong's finger. They also saw that there was a basin in front of them. The bottom of the basin was also made of goose egg-shaped rocks. It must be the firestone that Miss Guo mentioned. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Guo Yurong, Miss Guo, shall we go down directly to get it? Before Guo Yurong could reply, Xiao Changtian had already finished his sentence. Another voice sounded. I didn't expect you to be able to walk this far. How lucky. Hearing this mocking voice, Xiao Changtian also looked behind him. They saw that the fat man from earlier had unknowingly brought a few people behind them. In the middle of the fat men stood a few men and women in gorgeous clothes. It seemed that they were his employers. Hearing the fat man's sarcastic voice, Guo Yurong also stood up and said to him slowly, Why is it you again? Didn't you say not to follow us? Are you really going to be a burden? Hearing Guo Yurong's words, the fat man was a little angry. Before he could speak, the gorgeous man behind him slowly said to him, Fatty, what's going on? Didn't you say you were going to give us firestones? Hearing the gorgeous man's words, the fat man also smiled at him. Then he slowly said to the gorgeous man, No, just a few vulgar people. Let's go find the firestone now. Xiao Changtian shook his head when he saw the fat man fawning over the gorgeous man. Then Xiao Changtian and Guo Yurong also came to the basin. At this moment, there were already many mercenary teams in the basin collecting firestones. They were all at the edge of the basin. After picking up a few firestones, they quickly left. Seeing their actions, Yifan slowly said to Guo Yurong, Miss Guo, why are these people at the edge? When she saw Yifan, Guo Yurong also slowly explained to him. In the basin, the closer to the center of the firestone, the higher the temperature. And they picked up the firestones at the edge, which means that the place they want to enter isn't too deep. Hearing Guo Yurong's explanation, Xiao Changtian and Yifan nodded. Then, Xiao Changtian and the others saw the fat man and the others enter the basin. Picking up a few firestones from the edge, the fat man waved the firestones in his hand at Xiao Changtian and the others. He seemed to be showing off to Xiao Changtian and the others. Guo Yurong seemed to be fighting with this fat man. He said to Xiao Changtian, Young Master Xiao, you can stay here. I've brought a few firestones for everyone. As soon as she finished speaking, Guo Yurong flew toward the basin. The fat man sneered when he saw Guo Yurong enter the basin. Just a few brats without a mercenary team. I want to see if you can get the firestone. Xiao Changtian and the others didn't have any aura in the fat man's eyes. It was obvious that he did not have any cultivation. Although this basin was not dangerous, the requirements to enter were extremely high. If you want to enter the darkness, you have to be able to withstand the high temperature. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be able to get close to the basin. With that thought in mind, the fat man also looked in Guo Yurong's direction. What was that? She wouldn't know if she didn't look, but she was shocked when she saw it. The fat man saw that Guo Yurong had arrived at the center of the basin. How was this possible? At this moment, the fat man also rubbed his eyes. Looking at Guo Yurong, who was walking freely in the basin, he was also a little incredulous. The gorgeous man beside him also said to him, "Weren't you the best here before? How can someone walk further than you? They've already reached the center." Hearing the gorgeous man's words, the fat man's face was a little awkward. Then, he said slowly to the gorgeous man beside him, "Don't worry, that person is just trying to hold on. He won't be able to do it soon." The more central the basin was, the higher the temperature it had to withstand. He didn't believe that the little girl could persist there. At this moment, Guo Yurong, who was in the center of the basin, was also looking at the land in front of her. He bent down and picked up a few stones that looked even brighter from the ground. Then, Guo Yurong also saw a stone emitting black gas above the basin. Evil Qi. Guo Yurong narrowed her eyes when she saw the stone. Then, he picked him up from the ground, and a holy aura slowly appeared on his hand. Then, the evil energy on it was slowly purified. After she was done, Guo Yurong's figure flashed and came to Xiao Changshan's side. "Young Master Xiao here." At this time, Guo Yurong also gave the fire stone in her hand to Xiao Changtian and Yi Fan. Xiao Changtian thanked Guo Yurong after receiving the firestone. Miss Guo had just said that the closer the basin was to the center, the more dangerous it would be. However, he had walked to the center. It seemed that he had to have a new estimate of Miss Guo's strength. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian felt the ground shake. Chapter 656. Evil Blood Dragon. Please continue reading on X0VL. Barbaric Heavens, Skyfire Mountains. Boom, boom, boom. Not long after Guo Yurong came to Xiao Changshan's side, Xiao Changtian also felt the ground under his feet tremble. "Master, be careful." At this moment, Yi Fan also said. He stood beside Xiao Changtian with an axe in his hand. At the same time, he spread out his spiritual sense in all directions, trying to find the source of this vibration. Xiao Changtian felt the earth shaking, and he panicked. This tremor, could it be an earthquake? When he saw the heavenly fire mountain range, he could tell that it was an active volcano. These places were also the most prone to earthquakes. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian looked at Guo Yurong. Right now, Miss Guo was the only cultivator here. Whether she and Yi Fan could successfully avoid this earthquake still depended on what Miss Guo said. Guo Yurong felt Xiao Changshan's gaze on her, and her heart was a little flustered. This young Master Xiao wouldn't find out about his actions and blame him, right? The shaking of the earth was obviously related to the evil energy she had just purified. One had to know that in the entire human realm upon heavens, there was no one who could purify the evil energy. He had just purified the evil energy, which obviously attracted the attention of the demons here. This commotion was obviously caused by the evil demons who had come to investigate. "Young Master Xiao, let's leave quickly," Guo Yurong said to Xiao Changtian slowly, as she felt uncomfortable being stared at by him. After Xiao Changtian heard Guo Yurong's words, he heaved a sigh of relief. Miss Guo finally spoke. He had thought that Miss Guo did not have any good countermeasures. Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian nodded at her. Then, he followed Guo Yurong out. On the other side, the gorgeous man beside the fat man felt the earth tremble. She also grabbed the plump man's clothes and slowly said to him, "Didn't you say that you would protect us? Hurry up and take us away now." Hearing the gorgeous man's words, the fat man's face was covered in cold sweat. F***CK. In this situation, even protecting himself was a problem. How could he have the time to care about his employer? This vibration was definitely related to the little girl just now. He had come to the Heavenly Fire Mountain range so many times. After the little girl arrived at the center of the basin, she was shocked. It must have triggered something. With this thought in mind, the fat man ignored the gorgeous man. His figure directly flew out. A roar sounded within the Sky Fire Mountain range after the fat man left. Roar! 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 Xiao Changtian, Guo Yurong, and the others had already run quite a distance away. Hearing the roar behind him, Xiao Changtian also turned around. He saw a huge demonic beast flying over from the distance. Seeing that demonic beast, Changtian sighed in his heart. Fortunately, Miss Guo was here. Otherwise, he might have become the meal of that demon beast. Guo Yurong turned around and saw the appearance of the demonic beast. TSK. Tisk. She stuck out her tongue and said casually. Guo Yurong was also a little speechless. Wasn't she just purifying a little evil energy? How did he provoke this big guy? This was her goal for this trip. The most powerful demon in the Heavenly Fire Mountain range, the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. His predecessor was the Mount of a Creation Immortal. After the Holy War, he had also fallen here. It tangled with the evil energy, and finally turned into a demon. His strength was even above that bat in the Montenegro Forbidden region. As she thought about this, Guo Yurong looked at Xiao Changtian in front of her. After seeing that he did not stop, she continued to follow behind him. The Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon looked down at the basin as well. He saw the center of the basin, where the evil chi had gradually decreased. Roar! Roar! The Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon roared once more as it spat out a ball of flames in the direction where the mercenary teams had left. Aha! Miserable screams rang out in the air as the fleshy man and the others were corroded by the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon's flames. Soon he disappeared from this world. At the same time, the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon was also looking in the direction Xiao Changtian and the others had left. He flapped his wings and flew towards Xiao Changtian and the others. Xiao Changtian could feel the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon getting closer and closer behind him. He also glanced at Guo Yurong, who was beside him. With his current speed, it was only a matter of time before the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon caught up to him. Guo Yurong was also looking at Xiao Changtian, waiting for his reaction. This young Master Xiao was moving at the speed of a mortal. Was there some special meaning behind it? As the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon approached, Guo Yurong spoke to Xiao Changtian. Young Master Xiao, we should leave quickly. This big guy is not easy to deal with. The Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon was slightly stronger than her, so she could fight it head-on. When Xiao Changtian heard Guo Yurong's words, he nodded at her. Then, the Chaos Ant slowly walked out from Xiao Changshan's shoulder. The silver light on the two antennae flashed and covered Xiao Changtian and the others. With a whoosh, he disappeared from where he was. The Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon's flames swept past the place where Xiao Changtian and the others had disappeared. Bang! Wherever the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon's flames passed, rocks and trees were sent flying. Roar! As the flames dissipated, the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon stared at the direction Xiao Changtian and the others had left. It seemed to be sensing something. His figure also flew towards the basin. When Xiao Changtian and the others entered the Sky Fire Mountain range, they were at the outer area of the Sky Fire Mountain range. Man Tian and Zheng Tian led the Li family's team and slowly arrived at the outer area of the Heavenly Fire Mountain range. Li Chaoyuan, according to the news, that guy is in the Heavenly Fire Mountain range, right? At this moment, Zheng Tian said slowly to Li Chaoyuan beside him. After learning the lesson from Heavenly Sword Manor Master, Zheng Tian was now a little more cautious. Hearing Zhengshan's words, Li Chaoyuan did not dare to be negligent. Lord Zheng Tian, according to our Li family's spies, that person is inside. Very good, Zheng Tian nodded in satisfaction. Man Tian, looks like that person is still the evil chi from the Heavenly Fire Mountain range. We can't let him succeed. When Man Tian heard Zhengshan's words, he nodded at him. The demons in this mountain range suppressed the Alliance Master's mount. This battle is not going to be easy to fight. Man Tian seemed to be a little wary of the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. Chapter 657, Young Master Xiao, who are you? 1. Please continue reading on X0VL. In Barbaric Heaven, Sky Fire Mountains. At the outskirts of the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range, Man Tian and Zheng Tian finished their discussion. Man Tian waved his hand behind him and slowly said, "Everyone from the Li family, come with me to ward off evil spirits." He and Zheng Tian took the lead to enter the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. After his words sounded, Li Chaoyuan did not hesitate when he saw Man Tian and Zheng Tian enter. He waved his hand behind him and slowly said to them, "Disciples of the Li family, follow the ancestor to ward off evil." Then, the Li family's mighty troops entered the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. After entering the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range, Zheng Tian and Man Tian also felt that something was amiss. He was surrounded by burning trees and flying rocks. At this moment, Zheng Tian also stretched out his hand to probe the void. Then, a cultivator who was fleeing arrived in front of him. What happened here? The dignified voice of Zheng Tian slowly sounded in the mind of this cultivator. Hearing Zhengxian's unquestionable words, the cultivator did not hesitate. He directly said to Zheng Tian with a trembling voice, "Demonic dragon. The demonic dragon in here has gone berserk." Hearing the cultivator's somewhat frightened voice, Zheng Tian also condensed true essence on his hand. He threw the cultivator in his hand out. Then, he slowly said to Man Tian, "Looks like that evil dragon is helping that guy clean up the place. After all, the evil dragon has lived in peace here for so many years. It won't be easy to get him out." Hearing Zhengxian's words, Man Tian nodded. The two of them seemed to sense the seriousness of the matter and quickened their pace. He sped up and flew toward the inner parts of the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. Under the push of Zheng Tian, the cultivator from earlier also arrived at the outer area of the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range in an instant. "Thank you, Senior." After saying this to the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range, the cultivator directly left the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. "I can't stay in this place for long." After Zheng Tian and Man Tian entered the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range, they discovered the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. The two of them looked at each other and gathered true essence in their hands. Fiend God Kill. Righteous Chi Wave. Man Tian held a giant hammer in his hand as he looked at the Crimson Blood Evil Dragon in front of him. A powerful aura swept across his body. The warhammer in his hand brought with it a bolt of lightning as it charged toward the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. A white glow slowly lit up on Zheng Tian's finger. The light grew larger and larger at the tip of his finger, before transforming into a shockwave that shot toward the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. The Crimson-Blooded Evil Dragon had originally planned to return to its original location to rest. He could feel the attacks coming at him. Roar! 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 He also roared angrily, as if he had found those people who were purifying the evil chi. A burst of flame spewed out of his mouth, and he collided with the giant hammer and the white light. Bang! As the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon clashed with Man Tian and the others, the two of them were instantly defeated. A powerful shockwave spread out in the air. Feeling this wave of air, Li Chaoyuan also stretched out his hand to stop the Li family from advancing. At this distance, if they continued to advance, they might not even be able to launch any substantial attacks before they died here. Meanwhile, the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon was entangled with Man Tian and Zheng Tian. It kept making strange sounds. After a while, the demons hidden in the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range all walked out from the surface. Seeing these demons, Li Chaoyuan also said to the Li family members behind him, "Disciples, listen up." As soon as he finished speaking, Li Chaoyuan led the Li family members to attack the demons. When the Li family and the demons were attacking each other, Xiao Changtian and Guo Yurong also arrived at the inner part of the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. Xiao Changtian heaved a sigh of relief when he arrived at the inner part of the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. Fortunately, Miss Guo was here and could teleport him to this place. Looking around, Xiao Changtian said to Guo Yurong slowly, "Miss Guo, where should we go next? Is the Heavenly Fire Essence Iron in this place?" Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Guo Yurong also looked around. Then, he looked deeply at Xiao Changtian. Now he wondered if Xiao Changtian was asking him that on purpose. The place they had teleported to was the place where the heavenly fire essence iron was stored. Then, Guo Yurong pointed at a mountain wall in front of them. Young Master Xiao, the heavenly fire refined iron you want is behind that mountain wall. Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian also slowly said to Yi Fan beside him, Yi Fan, follow me to collect the heavenly fire essence iron. Xiao Changtian continued to mutter after he finished speaking. Fortunately, there's no danger here. It's much safer than outside. Guo Yurong shook her head when she saw Xiao Changtian and Yi Fan walking forward. This young Master Xiao was really interesting. The Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon was indeed outside. But this was also the depths of the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. There were quite a few demons. Although they were not as strong as the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon, they were still a force to be reckoned with when they worked together. With this thought in mind, Guo Yurong followed Xiao Changtian and the others to the back of the mountain wall. Next, she had to think about how to convince Xiao Changtian to fight the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon with her. She wasn't confident that she could deal with the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon alone. After arriving at the back of the mountain wall, Xiao Changtian and Yi Fan also discovered a small world. On each mountain wall, there was a piece of fiery red-black iron. Good stuff, Xiao Changtian said slowly. Then, he brought Yi Fan to collect all the heavenly fire essence iron on it. This process was also very smooth. There were no external obstacles at all. After collecting the materials, Changtian said to Guo Yurong slowly, Miss Guo, the heavenly fire essence iron is here. Let's leave. Guo Yurong looked at Xiao Changtian and Yi Fan, who were filling up their interspatial rings. He nodded at them. Guo Yurong also felt that something was wrong as she walked out with Xiao Changtian and the others. Wasn't it a little too smooth for them? Logically speaking, the demons in the mountain range should have sensed that they had come here to collect the heavenly fire refined iron. Why didn't a single demon appear during the process of young Master Xiao's collection? Guo Yurong was stunned when she recalled Xiao Changshan's words. Could it be that he had misunderstood just now? Young Master Xiao said that there was no danger, so the demons would never appear here? Thinking of this, Guo Yurong couldn't help but say to Xiao Changtian, Young Master Xiao, who are you? Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian was also a little surprised. Why did Miss Guo suddenly ask this? Did something happen when I was collecting the heavenly fire iron essence? Chapter 658. Leaving the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range, please continue reading on X0VL. 1 Barbaric Heaven Skyfire Mountains. Inside the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range, Guo Yurong stared at Xiao Changtian, waiting for his answer. Squeak, squeak, squeak. At this time, the divine monkey was standing on Xiao Changshan's shoulder squeaking. Little girl, Master is currently tempering his heart in the mortal world. You'd better not mention cultivation in front of him. The voice of the divine monkey slowly sounded in Guo Yurong's mind. Guo Yurong also understood. Cultivating one's heart in the mortal world. He did not expect that there was really such a cultivation method. Guo Yurong had read about it in some ancient books. The description of it was probably after some supreme experts cultivated to a certain realm. When they encountered a bottleneck and wanted to break through to a higher cultivation, they chose to go to the lower realm to cultivate their minds. However, it was also a huge test for cultivators. After all, it was not easy to abandon everything that he had in the immortal world and go to a lower realm where no one knew about. Thinking of this, Guo Yurong had a new opinion of Xiao Changtian. Seeing Guo Yurong staring at him, Xiao Changtian said to her slowly, Miss Guo, is there a problem? Guo Yurong shook her head at Xiao Changshan's words. No. After knowing that Xiao Changtian was cultivating his heart in the mortal world, Guo Yurong knew that it would be pointless to ask. Then, Guo Yurong smiled at Xiao Changtian and said, Young Master Xiao, let's leave this place. At this moment, Guo Yurong had no intention of asking Xiao Changtian to help her deal with the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. Xiao Changtian was refining his heart in the mortal world. She naturally wanted to see what realm he could break through to. At that time, it might be a bigger threat to the extraterritorial race. Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian nodded at her. Then the group walked out. At the same time, on the outskirts of the Skyfire Mountain Range, Bang! 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 In the air, waves of violent energy fluctuations appeared continuously. Man Tian, Zheng Tian, and the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon had already clashed countless times. At this moment, the ground was already covered in tree fragments. At this moment, Xiao Changtian and the others slowly appeared in their field of vision. Seeing Xiao Changtian, Li Chaoyuan was also a little excited. He slowly said to Man Tian in the air, "Ancestor, this is the person who entered our Montenegro Forbidden Zone." As he spoke, Li Chaoyuan pointed at Xiao Changtian. In the air, Man Tian and Jing Tian were engaged in battle with the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. Hearing Li Keiwan's words, he also looked in Xiao Changshan's direction. The two of them looked at each other, and then attacked Xiao Changtian. Compared to the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon, the unknown Xiao Changtian made them feel even more threatened. Roar! The Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon let out a roar as it seized the moment Jing Tian and Man Tian met each other's eyes. With flames in his mouth, he attacked them. Bastard! Zheng Tian and the others were just about to get up when they saw the incoming Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. Then, they had no choice but to stop what they were doing. It was used to deal with the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon's flames. At the same time, Xiao Changtian also saw Li Chaoyuan and the others. "Isn't this little Fengzi?" Seeing Li Feng, Xiao Changtian walked to his side and patted his shoulder. Li Feng had just finished fighting a demon and was resting at the side. After feeling his shoulder being patted, he turned his head to look. He saw Xiao Changshan's familiar face. He quickly stood up and said to Xiao Changtian, "Before, Senior." According to what his father had told him, this senior was very likely to be a true evil race. Now that he had come to his place, he was not going to kill him on the spot, right? As he thought of this, the true essence in Li Feng's body involuntarily circulated. When Li Chaoyuan saw Xiao Changtian beside Li Feng, he shouted in his direction, "Finger!" Hearing this shout, Changtian also looked in Li Keiwan's direction. "Isn't this the Li family head?" Seeing Li Chaoyuan, Xiao Changtian also said slowly. And beside Xiao Changtian, Guo Yurong saw the demon on the ground. It was also when he understood why he was searching for the heavenly fire essence iron below. No demons came out to stop them. It turned out that they had all run to the surface. Those were the two old fellows from the Righteous Path Alliance. Guo Yurong narrowed her eyes when she saw Zheng Tian and Man Tian in the air. If young Master Xiao was willing to help, he might be able to kill the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon here. "Little Feng, what are you doing here?" At this moment, Xiao Changtian said to Li Feng, who was beside him. Li Feng's body trembled when he heard Xiao Changshan's words. He slowly said to Xiao Changtian, "Senior, I followed my father here." Hearing Li Feng's words, Xiao Changtian nodded at him. "I think you should leave this place quickly. There are demonic beasts here. If you're careful, you won't be able to leave this place." At this moment, Xiao Changtian was advising Li Feng. He remembered when he had just arrived at the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. If that huge fire-breathing demon beast was discovered by him, Xiao Fengzi and the others would probably be in danger. Bang! Sensing the fluctuation in the air, Xiao Changtian said to Li Feng, "Xiao Fengzi will leave first." This fluctuation was clearly a battle between some immortal cultivator and a demonic beast. It was better for him to leave as soon as possible. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian brought Guo Yurong and the rest out of the Sky Fire Mountain Range. At this moment, Li Chaoyuan slowly arrived at Li Feng's side. "Fenger, are you alright?" After using his holy sense to check Li Feng's body, Li Chaoyuan heaved a sigh of relief. Then, he looked at the direction where Xiao Changtian and the others had left. His eyes were filled with confusion. "Father, look." At this moment, Li Feng, who was standing beside Li Chaoyuan, pointed at the sky and said slowly to Li Chaoyuan. Li Chaoyuan heard Li Feng's trembling voice and thought that Xiao Changtian had returned. He hurriedly looked up into the sky and saw a huge cudgel slowly standing there. Bang! The giant rod was covered in golden light and was about to hit them with a monstrous might. Feng informed the Li family to quickly leave the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. Seeing the metal rod in the air, Li Chaoyuan hurriedly said to Li Feng beside him. Looking at the metal rod in the air, Li Feng seemed to have thought of something. Senior had just told him to leave. Could it be? Li Feng didn't dare to continue thinking about it. He followed Li Chaoyuan's instructions and asked the Li family to leave. Chapter 659. The Surviving Senior 1. Please continue reading on X0VL. Barbaric Heavens, Skyfire Mountains. The appearance of the golden rod caught the attention of Zhengtian and Mantian. He looked at the golden rod that was slowly approaching him. Zhengtian and Mantian both had solemn expressions. From the aura that was emitted from the rod, it was obvious that the caster's strength was far above theirs. Damn the evil race. I didn't expect such a powerful one to sneak in. This strength is probably at the level of those evil generals. Clearly, the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon didn't have that much intelligence. It only treated Mantian and Zhengtian as the people who purified the flames and evil energy in the flame basin. Ignoring the incoming staff, the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon continued to attack Mantian and Zhengtian. Roar! The Crimson Blood Evil Dragon let out a furious roar. Another wave of flames attacked Zhengtian and Mantian. At this moment Li Feng, who had already retreated to the periphery of the Heavenly Fire Mountain range, saw the suffocating power in the air. He also slowly said to Li Chaoyuan beside him, "Father, do you think the ancestors can withstand it?" Hearing Li Feng's words, Li Chaoyuan also said with some uncertainty, "Ancestor is the creation immortal. There shouldn't be any problems." Although he said that, Li Keiwan's face was still filled with worry. Although they had already left the attack range of the long rod. However, from the aura emitted from the rod, it was clearly stronger than what he felt from Mantian. Now, he could only hope that Mantian had some trump card. Damn it, that evil race. Our Li family is irreconcilable with him. At this moment, Li Chaoyuan hammered the rock beside him. In an instant, the entire rock was smashed into pieces. They all thought that this attack was Xiao Changshan's doing. After all, other than Xiao Changtian, they didn't have a second person who could use such an attack. Meanwhile, in the Heavenly Fire Mountain range, Zhengtian and Mantian were entangled by the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. At this moment, it was also difficult for him to escape from it. Seeing that the rod was unavoidable, Mantian slowly said to Zhengtian beside him, "I'll hold the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon back." Upon hearing Mantian's words, Zhengtian nodded at him. At this moment, the Divine Monkey's figure also appeared in midair. The movement of the staff in his hand changed, and the entire staff tilted to the side a little. "Damn it, Mantian, be careful." Seeing the long staff suddenly change direction, Zhengtian cursed angrily. Following which, he swung his staff in the direction of Mantian and the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. Bang! The staff brushed past Mantian and struck the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. Roar! After being struck by the staff, the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon let out a miserable shriek in midair. Following that, his figure followed the Divine Monkey's long staff and attacked the underground of the Heavenly Fire Mountain range. Mantian, who had been prepared to defend himself, watched as the staff struck the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. He was also a little unable to react in time. His figure stood on the spot and was stunned for a moment. Then Zhengtian came to his side. "Mantian, are you all right?" Mantian shook his head at Zengshan's concern. Then, the two of them looked at the same spot in the air. In the air in front of them, a huge Divine Monkey slowly stood up. A pair of golden eyes stared at them. Under the Divine Monkey's gaze, they all felt as if they had no secrets on them. Then, the Divine Monkey slowly turned around, and his body turned into specks of starlight in the air and disappeared. At this moment Li Chaoyuan and the others also walked in from outside. "Ancestor, you guys don't have much strength, right?" At this moment, Li Chaoyuan also asked Mantian and Zhengtian with concern. When Mantian saw Li Chaoyuan and the others, he also shook his head at them. "Ancestor, don't worry. I'll send out the arrest warrant right away. We can definitely deal with that evil race." At this moment, Li Chaoyuan said slowly to Mantian, "Wait, maybe there's something else going on." At this moment, Mantian also called out to Li Chaoyuan. When Li Chaoyuan heard Mantian's words, he was also stunned. Then Zengshan's voice slowly entered his ears. Perhaps this old master is mistaken. The person you are talking about might be a senior, who survived in the previous era, in the human realm upon heavens. Hearing Zhengxin's words, Li Chaoyuan was also in disbelief. Li Feng could not help but say, "Ancestor, are you saying that senior is a mighty figure of our human race, or an old monster who has lived for many years?" Hearing Li Feng's words, Li Chaoyuan also glared at him. If Xiao Changtian was a mighty figure from the human realm upon heavens, then the Li family would. Then, under the shocked gazes of the Li family, Man Tian and Zheng Tian nodded. Otherwise, Man Tian and Zheng Tian would not have been able to explain why the staff had attacked the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. One had to know that every single evil demon in heavens beyond was a precious asset, left behind by the evil race in heavens beyond. After leaving the Sky-Fire mountain range for a distance, Xiao Changtian felt an explosion behind him. He heaved a sigh of relief in his heart. Fortunately, he had run fast. Otherwise, he might have died in that mountain range. Guo Yurong also looked at the divine monkey on Xiao Changshan's back in surprise. She wouldn't miss the divine monkey's display of power in the Heavenly Fire mountain range just now. He did not expect that such a divine monkey's strength would also exceed his expectations. He was able to purify the evil energy like Xiao Changtian. At this moment, the divine monkey stuck out its tongue at Guo Yurong. "Little girl, stop looking. Follow master to the island." "Chaos Ant, sorry to trouble you." For some reason, the divine monkey felt a sense of closeness when it saw Guo Yurong. Before Guo Yurong could respond, the divine monkey's voice rang out. Standing on Xiao Changshan's shoulder, the two antennae of the Chaos Ant also gave out a burst of silver light. With a swoosh, Xiao Changtian and the others were covered in it. Divine Realm, 100,000 mountains. A silver light flashed in the air, and Xiao Changtian and the others appeared on the island. Back on the island, Xiao Changtian felt relieved. This trip to the barbaric heaven was too dangerous. Then, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Guo Yurong, "Miss Guo, thank you for this trip. Why don't you stay and play on the island?" Xiao Changtian knew that it was Guo Yurong who brought them here. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Guo Yurong rolled her eyes. Then he smiled at Xiao Changtian and said, "All right." She was also very interested in the place where Xiao Changtian lived. Chapter 660. Weapons. 1. Please continue reading on X0VL. Divine Realm, 100,000 Mountains Senior, you're back. The moment Xiao Changtian returned to the island, the Great Sun Immortal also sensed his arrival. Xiao Changtian was chatting with Guo Yurong. When he saw the immortal De Yang, he waved at him. "It's Taoist Master De Yang. This is Miss Guo Yurong. I'm going out this time thanks to Miss Guo's help." Xiao Changtian introduced Guo Yurong to him. Guo Yurong looked at the Great Sun Immortal and sized him up. Although he was slightly better than Xiao Changtian, the cultivation of the Great Sun Immortal was negligible. Could it be that the people on this island were all so outstanding? After Xiao Changshan's lesson, Guo Yurong did not dare to underestimate the Great Sun Immortal. She nodded slightly at him. "Miss Guo, why don't Yi Fan bring you to see the island?" Xiao Changtian said to Guo Yurong slowly. When Yi Fan heard Xiao Changshan's words, he also walked to Guo Yurong's side and slowly said to him, "Miss Guo, come with me." After Guo Yurong and Yi Fan left, Xiao Changtian said to the Great Sun Immortal, "Perfected De Yang. Miss Guo is also a cultivator. You can spar with her." Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the Great Sun Immortal nodded at him. Then, he saw Xiao Chang walking towards a pavilion. Xiao Changtian had instructed God King Red Cloud and the others to build this pavilion when he was building the main hall. Walking into the pavilion, Xiao Changtian also saw a forging platform. He took out the Heavenly Fire Essence iron and black ice crystals he had collected from the barbarian sky. Xiao Changtian followed the instructions in the book and started to build weapons for his disciples. Now Xiao Changtian just wanted to complete the mission given to him by the system as soon as possible. As Xiao Changtian worked hard in the refining room, time quietly passed by his fingertips. The next morning, Xiao Changtian also gathered Yi Fan and the others. "During the time when I wasn't around, did you stay in the sutra depository all day?" Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Di Wuzheng and the others shook their heads. Master, according to your instructions, we have already swept through the Saint Spirit sky. It is now in our hands. After Xiao Changtian left, Di Wuzheng and the others gathered together to discuss. In the end, the few of them came to a conclusion after discussing it, which was to conquer the Saint Spirit sky. After all, there were many people on the island who were related to the Saint Spirit sky. Their master clearly wanted them to stay on the island in peace. Conquer the Saint Spirit sky. Xiao Changtian didn't say anything when he heard Di Wuzheng's words. Needless to say, this was definitely Di Wuzheng's big talk. However, it didn't matter how much they bragged, as long as these people weren't in the sutra depository. Seeing Xiao Changshan's satisfied expression, Di Wuzheng and the others were also delighted. They still remembered what Xiao Changtian said when he left the island. He had told them that each of them would be given a weapon. Xiao Changtian knew what Di Wuzheng and the others were thinking when he saw their expectant gazes. He slowly took out an axe from his interspatial ring. Xiao Changtian also handed it to Yi Fan and said slowly to him, Yi Fan, this is the axe that Master made for you. You can use this in the future. Yi Fan looked at the axe in Xiao Changshan's hand. The axe was scarlet red. The top of the axe was also reflecting a sharp light. Yi Fan looked at the axe that Xiao Changtian handed to him, and obviously couldn't put it down. After seeing the axe in Yi Fan's hand, the others slowly said to Xiao Changtian, Master, what about us? Xiao Changtian smiled back at them when he saw their gazes. Everyone, don't be anxious. At this moment, Xiao Changtian also took out his weapons from his interspatial ring. Wang Miasha's silver needle, Jiang Beichen's long sword, and Di Wuzheng's short sword, Lin Ruomio's heavenly blade, Daji's heart gloves, and Di Wuzheng's long sword. Everyone looked at the weapons in their hands and was delighted. Every single one of them would be a top-notch immortal artifact if placed outside. At this moment, Guo Yurong walked over. When he saw the weapons in Yi Fan and the others' hands, his body trembled. Why did these weapons give off a holy aura? From the looks of it, the effect was similar to the concentrated sulfuric acid that young Master Xiao used to deal with the bats in the Montenegro Forbidden Zone. With this thought in mind, Guorong slowly walked towards Xiao Changtian. Young Master Xiao, what are you doing? Xiao Changtian waved at Guo Yurong when he heard her words. Then, he said slowly to Yi Fan and Di Wuzheng, It's all thanks to Miss Guo's help that the weapons in your hands can be manufactured. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to help you make such a good weapon. As Xiao Changtian finished speaking, Di Wuzheng and the others also looked at Guo Yurong. This Miss Guo doesn't seem to be simple. In the past, when they met cultivators in heavens beyond, they could see through their cultivation with a single glance. But today, when they saw Guo Yurong beside Xiao Changtian, they felt that they couldn't see through her. Senior brother Yi Fan, quickly tell us what happened? At this moment, Di Wuzheng also slowly transmitted his voice to Yi Fan. After Yi Fan received Di Wuzheng's voice transmission, he also transmitted everything that he had experienced with Xiao Changtian in the barbaric heaven to the others. It seems that Master and this Miss Guo have a complicated relationship. She actually calls Master young Master Xiao. Fifth junior brother, don't spout nonsense in front of Master. Otherwise, I won't be able to protect you. Seeing Alpha, who had appeared beside them at some point, Di Wuzheng quickly shut his mouth. If his master's divine beasts heard him talking bad about his master, they would definitely not let him off. Di Wuzheng had some understanding of Senior Alpha and the other's strength. After hearing Xiao Changtian introduce Guo Yurong to them, Di Wuzheng and the others also greeted her with a smile. After getting to know Di Wuzheng and the others, Guo Yurong was even more confused about Xiao Changtian. What kind of strength did this man have before he refined his heart in the mortal world? While she was thinking, Guo Yurong saw Xiao Changtian take out a soft armor from his interspatial ring. He slowly said to her, Miss Guo, this is a soft armor I made with heavenly fire essence iron. I don't know if it's suitable for you. Chapter 661. Zhengtian, let's go in and pay a visit. 1. Please continue reading on X0VL. M7v7 Divine Realm. 100,000 Mountains. Guo Yurong took the soft armor from Xiao Changtian and examined it in her hand. With a smile on his face, he slowly said to Xiao Changtian, 11 young Master Xiao, I like this soft armor very much. Thank you. Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian scratched the back of his head. It's good that Miss Guo likes it. Then, Guo Yurong slowly said to Xiao Changtian, 11 young Master Xiao, the people on your island are really interesting. 11. As she spoke, Guo Yurong pointed at a rock behind Xiao Changtian. Hearing Guo Yurong's words, Xiao Changtian also looked behind him. They saw God King Red Cloud and the others hiding behind a rock, and watching Xiao Changtian waved at them when he saw them. Divine King Red Cloud, you guys are here too. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Divine King Red Cloud's face turned red. Then he slowly walked out from behind the rock. At the same time, he would say slowly to the Black Sky Divine King beside him from time to time, Hey Tian, I told you not to peep at seniors and the others, but you just had to drag me over. What are you talking about, Hongyan? You were the one who held me back. Alright, stop talking. At this moment, God King Vanquishing Dragon also came out to persuade God King Red Cloud, and the others had also heard Diwu say that Xiao Changtian was going to bring them new weapons. Curious, he followed Diwu Zhang and the others over to take a look. After Guo Yurong found out that they were peeking, she couldn't bring herself to be embarrassed. Slowly arriving in front of Xiao Changtian, God King Red Cloud and the others also said to Xiao Changtian, Senior. Oh, it's God King Red Cloud. I was just about to go look for you. As he spoke, Xiao Changtian slowly took out some tools from his interspatial NNG. With a shovel in his hand, Xiao Changtian handed them to Divine King Red Cloud and the others. Divine King Red Cloud, if you need them in the future, you can use these new ones. Let's put the original ones aside for now. Previously, when he saw God King Red Cloud and the others building the palace, he was shocked. He also realized that the equipment in their hands was a little old. Therefore, Xiao Changtian used the remaining black ice crystals to help them build some new tools. God King Red Cloud and the others took the shovel and other tools from Xiao Changtian. His heart was also filled with excitement. He said to Xiao Changtian in disbelief, Senior, is this for us? Xiao Changtian nodded at them when he heard the excited words of Divine King Red Cloud. 5. As expected, Divine King Red Cloud and the rest were still living too hard. He was building a shovel for them that could be bought on the street. They were so excited. Red Cloud looked at the shovel in her hand and gently stroked it. Although their original equipment was top-grade immortal equipment, but now the equipment that Xiao Changtian had given them had obviously reached a new level. In his heart, Senior was still thinking about them. At the same time, in the periphery of the divine world, in the void, two figures slowly appeared. Mantian, look, this small world is still here. The two figures were Mantian and Zhengtian, who had come from the Heavenly Fire Mountain range. In order to understand Xiao Changtian better, Zhengtian, Mantian and the others had returned to the divinity. Looking at the undamaged divine realm, he nodded at Zhengtian. When Zhengtian launched an attack on the divine world previously, he had stood by his side and personally experienced it. Zhengtian's attack could definitely blow up a small world. Zhengtian, let us go in and pay a visit. At this moment, Mantian slowly said to Zhengtian. After saying that, the two of them turned into a stream of light and flew towards the divine world. When Mantian and Zhengtian flew towards the divine world, Ancestral Dragon Alpha and the others in the 100,000 Mountains sensed it. Those two old fellows are here again. The old hen slowly walked out of her chicken coop. Looking at the void outside the 100,000 Mountains, he said slowly, Why don't you let me go out and kill them? Alpha said impatiently, That won't do. If they die, what if the evil race invades and disturbs Master's cultivation? At this moment, the Chaos Ant's voice slowly sounded among the divine beasts. I think that Lin Changfeng has recently expanded the Nine Heavens God Sealing Formation. The Formation Master taught us should be able to resist those two old fellows. I think we should continue to sleep. Standing on the fat Rongrong's body, Black Tortoise also slowly said to the others. After Black Tortoise finished speaking, the divine beasts did not say anything else. as if they had tacitly agreed with his opinion. Bang! At the periphery of the divine world, Zheng Tian and Man Tian wanted to enter the divine world. However, he felt an invisible energy wall blocking in front of him. Man Tian stretched out his hand and touched the energy wall. They exchanged a glance with Zheng Tian, both of them somewhat shocked. Logically speaking, there shouldn't be any energy wall in this world that could stop them. Could it be that that person was actually an array master? With this thought in mind, Man Tian also saw the 9 heavens god sealing array in front of him suddenly operate. Whoosh! A blue flag appeared in front of him. Then a bone-piercing chill seeped into their skin. Zheng Tian, retreat! At this moment, Man Tian shouted at Zheng Tian. Then the two of them shot out. The moment their figures flashed out, sharp arrows shot out from the blue flag. Whoosh! 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 The flying arrows slowly brushed past Man Tian and the others, and the void they passed by turned into a world of ice and snow. Whoosh! After Man Tian and Zheng Tian retreated for some distance, they both slowly exhaled. If it wasn't for the fact that their cultivation was still decent, they would have been hit by the arrows. They might have to stay here forever. When Man Tian and the others were attacked in the divine world, Xiao Changtian looked at the sky, which was also covered in dark clouds. He said to the people in front of him, "I don't think the weather will be any better today. Everyone should return to their own residences." As soon as Xiao Changtian finished speaking, Yi Fan, Daoist De Yang, and the others nodded at him. At the same time, Man Tian and Zheng Tian also gave up on the idea of continuing to enter the divine realm. As for Xiao Changtian, they should go back and discuss it with the others. Chapter 662, Sword Kinesis Flight, 1 Divine Realm, 100,000 Mountains. The morning sun slowly shone into Xiao Changshan's room through the window. At this moment, Xiao Changtian slowly got up from his bed. After helping Daoist De Yang and Diwu Zheng forge tools, he had been working with them. Xiao Changtian returned to his room that night and had a good sleep. At this moment, the system's voice slowly sounded in Xiao Changshan's mind. Ding dong! The host has completed the mission. The host will now be rewarded. Therefore, in this reward, I have also prepared an additional gift bag for the host. The system's voice slowly sounded in his mind. After Xiao Changtian heard that there was an additional reward, he quickly opened the system interface in his mind. System, retrieve the reward. At this moment, Xiao Changtian spoke to the system in his mind. After Xiao Changtian finished speaking, the system's voice sounded again. Ding dong! Detected the host's needs. Reward, a divine flying sword. As soon as the system finished speaking, a golden sword slowly appeared in front of Xiao Changtian. Seeing the flying sword in front of him, Xiao Changtian was delighted. This system had finally given him something that seemed like something that should only be given in the cultivation world. Whoosh! He slowly pulled the sword out of its sheath. After playing with it for a while, Xiao Changtian could also feel the sharp aura from it. Then, Xiao Changtian said to the system in his mind, "System, what about the additional reward?" Ding dong! The additional reward has been stored in the host's backpack. Host, please open it yourself. At this moment, the system responded to Xiao Changtian in his mind. Hearing the system's words, Xiao Changtian slowly put his sword back. At the same time, he opened the system interface and looked at the gift bag in his backpack. Xiao Changtian sighed in his heart. Why did the system suddenly become so mysterious? With that thought in mind, Xiao Changtian slowly opened his backpack in the system. Whoosh! A light flashed in his mind. Xiao Changtian also saw a book appear in his backpack. Wasn't it just a sword control technique? Did it have to be so? The art of sword kinesis flight? Xiao Changtian looked at the flying sword technique in his mind and rubbed his eyes in disbelief. Then, he slowly extracted the flying technique from the system. Xiao Changtian said in his heart when he saw the sword riding technique in his hand. This lousy system, it better not trick me again this time. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian slowly activated the sword kinesis flight technique in his hand. Then, the images turned into beams of golden light and entered Xiao Changshan's mind. Wow, his head was about to split open. At this moment, Xiao Changtian shouted in his mind. This system was too sudden. Shaking his head, Xiao Changtian also felt a surge of new information in his mind. He seemed to have mastered the art of sword kinesis flight. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian also wanted to give it a try. He pointed at the flying sword given by the system. Bang! The flying sword given by the system vibrated, and then floated in the void in front of Xiao Changtian. He casually gestured with his fingers, and the flying sword began to dance in the room. Whoosh! 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 As the flying sword flew through the house, it also knocked many things in the house to the ground. Bang! Inside the building, the objects fell to the ground and made a loud noise. At this moment, Daji's voice could be heard from outside the door. Master, do you need help? Hearing Daji's words, Xiao Changtian quickly put away his flying sword. No need, I can handle it myself. While saying that, Xiao Changtian also raised the flying sword in his hand. After tidying up the house, he slowly walked out. It was better to practice the sword kinesis flying technique outside. However, in order not to let his disciples see his cultivation waste appearance, Xiao Changtian immediately made a decision. After dinner, he would go out and secretly practice. Although this sword kinesis flight technique did not have much offensive power, it was very useful for escaping. In the future, he would encounter some demon beasts when he went out. At least he still had a life-saving skill. Of course, this was not the main point. The main point was that he could finally learn something related to immortal cultivators. After coming to this cultivation world for so many years, Xiao Changtian suddenly felt like he had reached the end of his rope. At least, this would be a new beginning. At the same time, in the Saint Spirit sky, a group of people slowly flew through the air, and the man in the lead looked at the cultivators behind him. All of you hurry up. Someone actually dares to say that he wants to conquer the Saint Spirit sky. He really doesn't know life and death. When you guys go over, you'll definitely beat me to death. Whoever goes easy on me will lose this month's salary, understand? The man's voice slowly sounded in the crowd. Then the cultivators behind him slowly said to him, Understood, young Master Han Yuan. The corner of Han Yuan's mouth lifted into a smile when he heard the loud voices of the people behind him. I want to see which bastard dares to say that he will conquer the sacred spirit sky. After saying that, Han Yuan led everyone and continued to fly towards the divine world. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was in the 100,000 mountains. He came to the back of the mountain alone after eating. He looked around and made sure that there was no one around. Xiao Changtian took out the flying sword given by the system. Whoosh! As soon as the flying sword appeared, it caused a commotion in the back mountain. The black bear hiding behind the trees was also trembling. He could smell death on Xiao Changshan's flying sword. How terrifying! Since when did Senior possess such a terrifying weapon? Senior is really unfathomable. Then, the black bear saw Xiao Changtian standing on the sword muttering something. Sword kinesis flight. Looking at the flying sword in front of him, Xiao Changtian shouted. Then, he stood on top of the flying sword and his body swayed, and with a whoosh he flew out. After the flying sword flew into the sky, the trees around the back mountain also creaked. The black bear saw Xiao Changtian leave, but he didn't know where he was going. However, he knew that whoever provoked Xiao Changtian at this time would definitely be in big trouble. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 663. Another first-grade fragrance, 1 divine realm, 100,000 mountains in the air. A stream of light slowly flew past, leaving a long trail in the air. So this sword kinesis flying technique is so easy. Xiao Changtian stood on his sword in the air and muttered. After leaving the back mountain, Xiao Changtian slowly familiarized himself with the sword riding technique. Xiao Changtian flew slowly in the air and continued. Since that's the case, why don't we hurry up? Xiao Changtian placed his finger on his chest. He began to mutter something, and then the long sword below emitted a burst of light. Let me experience 10 times the happiness. As soon as he finished speaking, The sword under Xiao Changshan's feet shot out like a rocket. With a whoosh, it flew out toward the outer space. Wow! Feeling the unprecedented speed, Xiao Changtian spoke slowly. Then he quickly chanted the speed reduction incantation. Whoosh! Xiao Changshan's figure flew in the air and felt the long sword gradually slowing down. He slowly exhaled. Then Xiao Changtian stopped on a mountain peak. Looking around, Xiao Changtian said slowly, "Did I just bump into something? But where is this?" Then he saw a small town ahead of him. Xiao Changtian also planned to go there and investigate. Otherwise, he wouldn't know how to go back. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian once again operated his sword and flew towards the direction of the town. At the same time, in another void, in midair, Han Yuan held his chest and slowly said, "Who was it just now, daring to attack this young master?" Hearing Han Yuan's furious words, the surrounding cultivators looked at each other. Just now, they only saw a stream of light passing by them. Then, Han Yuan's entire body began to circle in the air. Seeing the surrounding cultivators shaking their heads, Han Yuan pointed at them. "Trash, you're all trash." Then he took out a small bead from his pocket. "Fortunately, Father gave me the air-frozen bead. Otherwise, he would have escaped." Rubbing the air-frozen bead against his chest, the air-frozen bead also emitted a burst of light. Then the air-frozen bead flew out. "Follow me." At this moment, Han Yuan slowly said to the cultivator beside him. Hearing Han Yuan's words, the surrounding cultivators did not dare to be negligent. Following behind the wind-stabilizing bead, their figures flew into the air. At the same time, Xiao Changtian arrived in front of the town. Seeing the sign on the town, Xiao Changtian was delighted. Hell Town. Fortunately, he had come to a familiar place. Wasn't this the home of the Hellfire? If that was the case, he could go to first-grade incense and ask around before returning to the divine world. With that thought in mind, Xiao Changtian followed the memory in his mind and walked towards the direction of the first-grade incense. Not long after Xiao Changtian left for first-grade fragrance, Han Yuan and the others arrived in front of Helltown. Han Yuan said slowly when he arrived at Helltown, "You actually dared to come to my territory." Seeing that the air-frozen bead in front of him continued to move, Han Yuan and the cultivators behind him continued to follow. The moment Xiao Changtian entered the first-grade incense, when the staff of first-grade fragrance saw the purple gold card in his hand, they immediately brought it to the best private room. The first thing the shop assistant did was to inform Sanji of Xiao Changshan's arrival. Xiao Changtian was slowly walking up the stairs of the first-grade fragrance under the guidance of the shop assistant. At this moment, a voice came from behind. "You brat, do you think I'm afraid of you just because you're hiding in the first-grade incense?" Han Yuan's voice slowly sounded in the entire first-grade incense. Hearing this voice, everyone looked at Han Yuan in unison. When they saw who it was, everyone stood up and said something. They were all minding their own business and eating their own food. Han Yuan was the young master of the Han family. The Han clan could be said to be the new overlord of the Saint Spirit sky that was slowly rising. Under such circumstances, no one would offend Han Yuan. When Xiao Changtian heard this voice, he turned around and saw Han Yuan pointing at him. "You mean me?" Xiao Changtian said to Han Yuan. The shop assistant beside Xiao Changtian saw that Han Yuan was going to target Xiao Changtian. He also hurriedly walked to Han Yuan's side to persuade him. "Young Master Han, this is a distinguished guest of our first-grade incense. Look here, cut the crap." Before the shop assistant could finish speaking, she was pushed away by Han Yuan. "This kid has offended me. I can't let him leave just like that today." Xiao Changtian saw Han Yuan's menacing appearance and slowly walked towards Han Yuan. "Young master, how did I offend you?" When Han Yuan heard Xiao Changshan's words, he recalled the scene in the air. His face flushed red as he said to Xiao Changtian, "You know very well." Hearing Han Yuan's words, Xiao Changtian shook his head. It was obvious that the young master of some family wanted to come here and cause trouble. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Han Yuan, "If that's the case, then I don't have much time to play with you." After saying that, Xiao Changtian turned around and walked towards the room above. Seeing Xiao Changtian turn around and leave, Han Yuan was also furious. He pointed at Xiao Changtian and slowly said, "Stop." On the other side, in a room behind first-grade incense, when Sanji heard the words of the shop assistant in front of him, he said in shock, "What did you say?" Senior has come to the Saint Spirit Sky and is still in our first-grade incense? Hearing Sanji's shocked words, Han Feng, who was sitting on the chair beside him, also stood up. "Brother Sanji, what happened?" Hearing Han Feng's words, Sanji slowly said to him, "Senior has arrived at first-grade incense." Senior? Hearing Sanji's words, Han Feng was also stunned. There was basically no one in the Saint Spirit Sky that Sanji could call a senior. Since Sanji said so, could it be? At this moment, Han Feng also thought of something and tidied up his clothes. He quickly followed Sanji, who had just left the room, to the main hall of first-grade fragrance. At the same time, he held a voice transmission jade pendant in his hand. He had to warn his family not to cause trouble for him now. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 664. Oh, let your father do it. 1. Helltown Saint Spirit Sky, get down here. In the first-grade incense, Han Yuan saw Xiao Changtian walking up by himself and said angrily. Han Yuan's voice reverberated throughout the entire pavilion. Everyone looked at Xiao Changtian, who had been walking up the stairs ignoring Han Yuan. At their respective dining tables, they began to discuss softly. Who is this person? When did such a person appear in Helltown? You actually dare to disrespect young Master Han? I don't know. Anyway, we can't afford to offend such a person. I really envy him for having such courage. Although the crowd's discussion was still heard by Han Yuan. Han Yuan's face was livid. He looked at Xiao Changtian, who was going upstairs, and pointed at him. Do you know who I am? Helltown's Han family's Han Yuan is also one of them. If you know what's good for you, come down and apologize to me now. Otherwise, I guarantee that you won't be able to leave Helltown. Han Yuan's words were like nothing to Xiao Changtian. After going upstairs, Xiao Changtian shrugged at Han Yuan and said slowly, "As you wish." He had seen too many rich kids. Wouldn't it be lowering his own level to be entangled with them? Seeing Xiao Changshan's nonchalant expression, Han Yuan was also furious. He thought that after he told the Han family about it, this person would be afraid. He did not expect that he did not take the Han family seriously at all. That's right. This kid looked unfamiliar. It was obvious that he was from another city. They had no idea how powerful the Han family was. Then he pulled out the sword at his waist. He pointed at Xiao Changtian and said, "Brat, do you know what my father's cultivation level is?" When he said this, Han Yuan deliberately raised the decibel of his voice. "My father, the head of the Han family, Han Feng, has the strength of an imperial immortal. Squeezing you to death is as easy as squashing an ant." In the first-grade incense shop, some customers saw Han Yuan pull out his sword and realized that today's matter was not simple. A few tactful people also quietly slipped out of the restaurant from the side. It was not a problem to eat melons, but if he was not careful, it would affect him. Wasn't this a loss of blood? After Han Yuan finished speaking, he seemed to see Xiao Changshan's face full of fear. The scene of him pleading for mercy downstairs. At this moment, Xiao Changshan's voice was heard. "Oh, let your father do it." Xiao Changtian stood in the corridor on the second floor, casually looking at Han Yuan below, and slowly replied. It wasn't like he hadn't seen this cultivator before. He had never heard the great sun immortal, and the others mention an immortal emperor before. Presumably, his cultivation would not be that strong. Besides, he knew how to ride a flying sword now. Even if he couldn't beat them, couldn't he run? What was that? Everyone in the restaurant was shocked by Xiao Changshan's words. This young master must be a ruthless person. This is the first time I've seen someone who doesn't care about an immortal emperor. I admire you, I admire you. If there's a chance, I'd like to make friends with him. Shut up. With that cowardly look of yours, will young master befriend you? I see that young master is so manly. I wonder if I'm young master's type. TSK, you. At the same time, in a quiet pavilion in the Han family. The pavilion echoed with all kinds of beautiful music. In the pavilion, a few tall and well-dressed women were playing with each other. At the center of the pavilion, a woman in white with a beautiful face and a somewhat cold temperament was also playing the zither. Hanyu, I haven't seen you for a few days. Your yearning is getting more and more refined. Quickly tell the sisters, who are you missing? The woman playing the zither in the center of the pavilion was Hanyu. After Xiao Changtian left Helltown last time, Hanyu also had some thoughts. He had figured out this song by himself. Hearing her best friend teasing her, Shane also gently pushed her. Little girl, what are you thinking about all day? Ha ha ha. Hanyu, if you dare to say that there is no one here, I don't believe it. Besides Shane, the girl also pointed at her heart and said with a smile. Upon hearing her best friend's words, Hanyu also tucked her black hair behind her. A trace of reminiscence flashed in his eyes. After being said by her best friend, she did miss Senior Xiao a little. It had been some time since they last met. However, Hanyu also understood that all of this was her one-sided love. With Senior Xiao's strength, how could he take a fancy to a woman like her? Hanyu's best friend seemed to be used to Hanyu's response, so she stuck out her tongue at her. If you don't want to say it, then don't say it. Let's continue playing. A few women were playing in the pavilion. At this moment, a maid's voice came from outside the pavilion. Miss, Master has sent a letter. At this moment, a maid held a voice transmission jade pendant in her hand and slowly handed it to Hanyu. Seeing the red light on the jade pendant, Hanyu was also shocked. This red light was a signal that would only be used when the family was in a life and death situation. Could it be that something had happened to the clan? Hanyu hurriedly took the voice transmission jade pendant from the maid's hand and immediately injected a trace of true essence into it. Then, Han Feng's voice slowly sounded in Hanyu's mind. Senior has come to Helltown again. Take care of some of the people in the family. 1 inch, especially your brother. Don't cause trouble for me at this time. Han Feng's voice slowly echoed in his mind. Hanyu held the jade pendant in her hand and slowly said to the maid beside her. Susan, did Master send anything else? Did he say where he was going? When Bubbly Foam heard Shane's words, she thought for a moment and said to Shane, yes. He heard from his sisters that the old master seemed to be going to first grade fragrance. First grade incense? Upon hearing Bubbly Foam's words, a beautiful smile appeared on Shane's face. Get ready. We're going to first grade incense now. Yo, why is our Hanyu suddenly so happy? Is your sweetheart here? Seeing the smile on Hanyu's face, her best friend beside her slowly whispered into her ear. Upon hearing her best friend's words, Hanyu did not deny it. She turned around and faced the people in the pavilion. Everyone stay here and have fun. I have something to do and have to go out for a while. With that, she walked out without looking back. Hey, this Hanyu is leaving in such a hurry. Could it be that she really wants to see the person she likes? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 665. A peerless expert who pretends to be a pig to eat a tiger. 1. Helltown Saint Spirit Sky come down. In the first grade incense, Han Yuan used a wooden chair beside him as a springboard. Waving the long sword in his hand, he jumped straight into the corridor on the second floor. Xiao Changtian was about to enter his private room to feel the danger coming from behind. He turned around and saw Han Yuan's long sword stabbing towards him. He slowly extended 2 fingers and caught Han Yuan's long sword. What was going on? Han Feng saw his sword being caught by Xiao Changtian and tried to break free. However, he realized that no matter how hard he tried, he could not retract his sword. What Han Yuan didn't understand was that Xiao Changtian didn't use any spirit skills. But now, standing in front of Xiao Changtian, Han Yuan found that he could not mobilize his true essence at all. It was as if he was immortal, even when he faced his father Han Feng, who had reached the Imperial Immortal Realm. This scene had never happened before. But at this time, Han Yuan did not appear too nervous. He had heard about this situation from his sister. It was said that the noble of the Han family looked no different from a mortal. However, his strength had long reached the level of heaven and earth. Only when one reached that realm could one possibly take away the cultivation of others. However, the man in front of her did not seem to have reached such a realm. Perhaps it was because he cultivated some kind of strange cultivation technique. Playing tricks, Han Yuan shouted coldly, and then directly gave up the long sword in his hand. Bang! The long sword fell to the ground with a loud sound. Then, Han Yuan raised his left hand and threw a punch at Xiao Changtian. He did not believe that he could not deal with this person today. This way, yours truly would still be able to survive in Helltown in the future. Foolish. It's fancy. Xiao Changtian shook his head when he saw Han Yuan's fist. After a round of probing, Xiao Changtian also found that Han Yuan was the same as him. He was a mortal without any cultivation. Since he wasn't an immortal cultivator, Xiao Changtian was confident that he wouldn't lose to anyone in martial arts. After all, his martial arts had received professional training from the system. How could these rich kids compare to those who had reached the highest level? Bang! Xiao Changtian opened his palm and grabbed Han Yuan's fist. You! Xiao Changtian easily blocked his attack. Moreover, it looked like it was effortless. Han Yuan also said in shock. What do you mean you? I said you were too stupid. At this moment, Xiao Changshan's hand gestures changed. He grabbed Han Yuan's arm and threw it upwards. Han Yuan's entire body retreated. At the same time, Xiao Changshan's palm changed again and hit Han Yuan's chest. Bang! The fence of the second-floor corridor exploded. Han Yuan's body also fell heavily from the second floor. It smashed onto a wooden table below. Immediately, the wooden table exploded along with Han Yuan's falling figure. Looking at Han Yuan, Xiao Changshan's eyes were emotionless. This fellow was definitely used to being arrogant. If he didn't teach her a lesson, she would think that he was someone to be trifled with. At the same time, the cultivators inside the first great incense saw Han Yuan fall from the second floor. He also covered his mouth with his hands, his eyes staring at Xiao Changtian in shock. Did I see wrongly? The young master of the Han family was actually slapped down by someone. Although this young master Han is usually a little arrogant, his cultivation base has also reached the heaven immortal realm. I thought that the senior upstairs didn't have any aura on him and would be in trouble. I didn't expect him to be a peerless expert who pretended to be a pig to eat a tiger. This young Master Han has probably kicked an iron plate this time. Hey, stop looking. Look at young Master Han's expression. However, it would be great if I had the same strength as Senior one day. The cultivators of First Great Incense were discussing animatedly. Then, they saw Han Yuan slowly get up from the ground. Han Yuan looked at Xiao Changtian, his face flushed red. Today, in the First Great Incense, the image of the tall and mighty Han Yuan was probably shattered. Then, Han Yuan took out a slingshot from his pocket. Look at what Han Yuan is holding. This is not the Han family's high-grade immortal weapon. A marble bow? I didn't expect Han Feng to love his youngest son so much that he even gave him a high-grade immortal artifact. Now I wonder if the one above can take it. Sigh, although this young Master Han is usually a little arrogant, he's still a little arrogant. But he didn't do anything wrong. How did things develop to this point? At this time, the onlookers below were also worried about Xiao Changtian. At the same time, a white bead was placed on the marble bow in Han Yuan's hand. None of the people who ate my marbles are still standing. You are no exception. Han Yuan said slowly to Xiao Changtian. He also aimed at Xiao Changtian and slowly let go of the rubber band in his hand. Whoosh! The marble flew out of the slingshot and attacked Xiao Changtian. This marble has already appeared. Will something happen to Senior? Do you want to find a doctor? Doctor, I am. What are you looking for? Alright then. Look, Senior is making a move. Xiao Changtian looked at the marbles that were coming at him, and his face was filled with anger. He slowly raised his arm, and in a flash he grabbed the white pearl in his hand. Wow! Before they could see Xiao Changshan's movements, they saw the white pearl in his hand. I think you should take a look at young Master Han instead of Senior. I think so too. However, young Master Han has a big family and business. I'm afraid it won't be easy to deal with him. Then, they saw Xiao Changtian walking out from the second floor. Han Yuan looked at Xiao Changtian, who was walking towards him, and his legs trembled. His invincible marble bow had suffered a tragic defeat today. He seemed to have provoked an existence that could not be provoked. As he thought about this, Han Yuan felt a chill down his spine. Before Xiao Changtian could even reach him, his body fell to the ground with a thud. Wow, young Master Han actually fainted from fear. Do you think that this senior is so handsome? I want to give birth to monkeys for him. He even dared to hit young Master Han. Do you dare to say it directly in front of him? Why wouldn't I dare? I'll go now. Before she could move, Xiao Changshan's domineering words came out again. Didn't this guy just say that his father is very awesome? Go and call him over. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the few Han family servants trembled. He hurriedly walked out of first-grade fragrance. After everyone heard Xiao Changshan's domineering words, they looked at each other and saw the shock in each other's eyes. Sister, I suddenly feel that I don't dare to go because I'm not worthy. No. I'll just watch from afar. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 666. What sin did you do in your past life? 1. Helltown, Saint Spirit Sky. Look, Patriarch Han and Tower Master Sanji are here. Someone in the crowd said. Then, everyone saw two elders in gorgeous clothes enter the first-grade incense. I wonder how Master Han will react when he sees his son fainting. Don't tell me they're going to fight? If that's the case, we'll be able to see Senior's domineering attack again. What are you thinking about? How could anyone fight in first-grade incense with the owner of Sanji Pavilion present? I wonder if House Master Sanji and the Han family head will make things difficult for Senior? The people of first-grade fragrance whispered among themselves. Then, they saw Sanji walking toward Xiao Changtian. After arriving at Xiao Changshan's side, Tower Master Sanji said to Xiao Changtian respectfully, Senior, why didn't you inform me in advance that you were coming? I could have arranged for someone to entertain you. Sanji's voice rang out in the first-grade incense, and it also caused a commotion. What is it? Am I seeing things? Tower Master Sanji is actually so respectful to Senior. The Saint Spirit Sky actually has such a character? Where's my daughter? Why don't I see her? Call her over and tell her that I've helped her stab her ideal husband. Patriarch, the young miss is too short and has already run to the front. Oh, is that so? As expected of my daughter. Family head Yang, your daughter should be quick. At least let her bring my daughter along. The people who came to first-grade fragrance for a meal were all second-rate families in Helltown. After seeing how respectful Sanji was to Xiao Changtian, he was shocked. It was as if they had found the secret code to their rise. Their eyes were shining as they looked at Xiao Changtian. Oh, it's the waiter. Long time no see. I wanted to look for you too, but your first-grade incense customers aren't very friendly. Hearing Sanji's words, Xiao Changtian recalled the first time he came to first-grade incense and saw Sanji. Sanji's heart skipped a beat when he heard Xiao Changshan's words. Then, when he saw the broken table, he suddenly had a bad feeling. Yuaner. At this moment, Han Feng saw Han Yuan in front of Xiao Changtian and said slowly. Hearing Han Feng's shocked voice, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Han Feng. Patriarch Han, you know this kid? Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Han Feng had a bad feeling. Han Yuan, this kid. Could it be that he had really offended the senior? Then, a servant of the Han family walked to Han Feng's side and told him everything that had happened. After hearing the servant's words, Han Feng's veins bulged as he walked forward angrily. Patriarch Han, with this aura, could it be that he wants to stand up for his son? After all, if the young one is beaten, the old one should come out. It's fine. With Sanji's attitude towards Senior will definitely be a Bleedo beat up the Han family head. Sister, didn't you say that the Han clan head was the #1 person in the Saint Soul Sky? No, you must have remembered wrongly. How could that old man be a match for Senior? Under everyone's gaze, Han Feng slowly walked to Xiao Changtian. He directly lifted Han Yuan up from the ground. Pa, pa, pa. A few loud slaps slowly sounded in the first-grade incense. Brat, don't play dead. Wake up. Han Feng's furious words continued to echo in the first-grade incense. At the same time, his hands did not seem to have any intention of stopping. Not long after, Han Yuan was beaten into a pig's head by Han Feng. When everyone saw Han Feng's actions, they were also somewhat unable to react. Wow, am I seeing things? Does this Han Feng know who he has in his hands? His son. Did Han Feng drink too much today? It doesn't look like it, but I know that the Han family head is beating his own son. Those who don't know better would think that he's beating up his enemy. Damn it, this palm is red. Then, everyone saw Han Feng bend down to Xiao Changtian. Senior, this old master has no way of disciplining my son. If my son disturbed you, this old master will definitely teach him a good lesson. As he spoke, Han Feng was also a little nervous. The Han family was able to achieve what they had today all because of Xiao Changshan's influence, after he left the Saint Spirit Sky. This Han Yuan actually provoked Xiao Changtian. Wasn't this digging a grave for the Han family and inviting disaster? If it was possible, Han Feng really wanted to slap this unfilial son to death. Xiao Changshan's mouth twitched when he saw Han Yuan in Han Feng's hand. This Han family head was a ruthless person. Then, Han Feng waved his hand and said slowly, "It's not a big deal. He hasn't grown up yet, so it's understandable that he's a little stubborn." From the way Han Feng hit himself with the slingshot, Xiao Changtian could see that he was still a child. After all, even if that thing hit him, so what? I'll let the Han family head go back and discipline him. When Han Feng heard that Xiao Changtian didn't pursue the matter, he heaved a sigh of relief. You, don't come over. At this moment, Han Yuan also slowly woke up. His head was still not very clear as he slowly said. Hearing his son's voice, Han Yuan quickly pulled him over. Unfilial son, what have you done? Apologize to senior. Hearing Han Feng's words, Han Yuan also saw Xiao Changtian in front of him. He pointed at Xiao Changtian and said to Han Feng, "Father, what are you doing? This is the savior of our Han family. Apologize to senior." Seeing that Han Yuan was still pointing at Xiao Changtian after waking up, Han Feng's heart also collapsed. Senior is magnanimous and won't argue with you. If you don't apologize to senior, why are you pointing fingers at senior? Damn it, what kind of sin did he commit in his previous life? I raised an unfilial son like you. Are you going to squander the family? Benefactor. Hearing Han Feng's words, Han Yuan also realized something. He then remembered the strange scene when he fought Xiao Changtian, and quickly knelt down. Senior, I was wrong. I was blind. Please forgive me. As he spoke, Han Yuan also started slapping himself. Pa, pa, pa. Seeing Han Yuan slapping him, Xiao Changtian slowly said to him, "You can get up first." When everyone saw this scene, they were also dumbfounded. This senior is actually the benefactor of the Han family? Is it the one who made a name for himself at the Master Chef's conference and suppressed everyone? I didn't expect to be lucky enough to see his face today. I heard that Lord Hellfire is his chef. What should I do? Why do I feel that Senior is getting more and more handsome the more I look at him? It doesn't matter if I'm hopeless. Please let me sink into it. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 667. It's Han Feng's fortune to see Senior use a flying sword. Saint Spirit Sky, Han Clan Estate. Senior, what business do you have with the Saint Spirit Sky this time? If you need the help of the Han family will definitely do their best to help you. In the hall, Han Feng looked at Xiao Changtian, who was sitting opposite him, and said slowly to him. Beside Xiao Changtian, a maid of the Han family placed a teacup on the table beside him. After a bit of fooling around with Yiping Xiang, Xiao Changtian also came to the Han family, due to Han Feng's kind invitation. Picking up the teacup on the table and taking a sip, Xiao Changtian said to Han Feng slowly, "Patriarch Han, it's not a big deal. It's just that you don't have a map from here to the divine realm. Han Feng was stunned when he heard Xiao Changshan's words. Could it be that Senior already knew about the map that he had asked someone to draw a while ago? In order to expand the Han family's business scope, Han Feng had just gotten someone to draw a detailed map for him not long ago. With this thought in mind, Han Feng waved at the butler beside him. Elder Han, please go to my room and get the map from my drawer. When Elder Han heard Han Feng's words, he immediately retreated respectfully. As soon as Elder Han walked out of the main hall, he felt a fragrant breeze. Miss, after seeing who it was, Han Feng also bowed slightly to her. The person who came was none other than Han Yu. When Han Yu arrived at first-grade incense, she also found that Xiao Changtian and the others had returned to the Han family. Ignoring Elder Han, Han Yu directly walked into the hall. Father! Han Yu's voice slowly sounded in the hall. Han Feng, who was in the hall, smiled and said when he saw Han Yu arrive, "You look at your anxious appearance. Haven't you seen Senior?" The reason why Han Yu was so anxious was that she heard that her good-for-nothing brother had actually provoked Xiao Changtian. Worried about Xiao Changtian, Han Yu also hurried over to take a look. Hearing Han Feng's words, Han Yu calmed her own aura and said to Xiao Changtian with a smile, "Senior." Seeing Han Yu, Xiao Changtian returned her a polite smile. "Miss Han Yu, it's been a while since we last met, but you've become more and more beautiful." Han Yu's face turned red as Xiao Changshan's voice sounded. Her heart was racing. "Han Yu, thank you for your praise, Senior." Then, Elder Han took the map from Han Feng's room. "Senior, this is the map you wanted." At this moment, Han Feng also handed the map to Xiao Changtian. After getting the map, Xiao Changtian realized that he had been out for a while. If he was not on the island, Yi Fan and the others would not be able to find him. They would probably be worried. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Han Feng and the others, "Patriarch Han, Miss Han Yu, it's almost sunset. I should return. Thank you for your hospitality." Xiao Changshan's voice slowly sounded in the hall. When Han Feng heard that Xiao Changtian was leaving, he hesitated for a moment. Then he didn't try to persuade him to stay. A person like Senior must have his own meaning when doing things. If he asked her to stay, she might get annoyed. As he thought about this, Han Feng slowly said to Xiao Changtian, "Senior, I'll arrange a carriage for you. This way you won't have to travel so much." Knowing that Xiao Changtian was cultivating his heart in the mortal world, Han Feng said to Xiao Changtian slowly. Then he slowly gestured to Elder Han beside him. Xiao Changtian waved his hand at Han Feng. "Patriarch Han, thank you for your kindness, but there's no need. I'll just fly back on my sword." Sword kinesis flight? Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Han Feng was also stunned for a moment, unable to react. Then, Han Feng saw Xiao Changtian make a hand gesture. Whoosh! A sharp sword with a sharp aura appeared out of thin air. Whoosh! 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 The sharp sword circled around the Han family and came to Xiao Changshan's feet. Xiao Changshan's feet also stepped on it steadily. Sword intent! What a powerful sword intent! The moment the sword flew out, Han Feng's eyes were fixed on him. When the sharp sword circled in the air, it carried waves of extremely terrifying Dao runes. 6 and the combination of the flight path seemed like a powerful spirit skill. This made Han Feng instantly enter a state of enlightenment. His cultivation base, which had not loosened after entering the Imperial Immortal Realm, also began to tremble at this moment. "Patriarch Han? Patriarch Han?" Seeing Han Feng staring at him in a daze, Xiao Changtian slowly said to him. Xiao Changshan's words also woke Han Feng up. Then, Han Feng slowly said to Xiao Changtian, "I didn't react to Senior's intent domain just now." Seeing Han Feng's terrified expression, Xiao Changtian also said apologetically, "Patriarch Han is too polite. I should be the one apologizing to Patriarch Han. I must have shocked you just now." He had also forgotten that the Han family head and the others were mortals. This was probably the first time they had seen an immortal cultivator use the flying sword technique at such a close distance. He didn't know if he had scared them just now. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Han Feng also said to Xiao Changtian in fear. To be able to see Senior use a flying sword is Han Feng's blessing. Han Feng still hasn't comprehended the concept just now. Hearing Han Feng's words, Xiao Changtian scratched the back of his head. This is just the most basic sword kinesis flying technique. There's nothing amazing about it. The most basic sword riding technique? When Han Feng heard Xiao Changshan's words, he was also shocked. This was the first time he had seen Xiao Changtian make a move. Although he had all kinds of assumptions about Xiao Changshan's strength before, he was still very confident. However, he did not see it with his own eyes. And today, Senior casually used the sword kinesis flying technique that came with Dao runes. It was actually the most basic in the hands of the seniors. It was easy to imagine Senior's true strength. Xiao Changtian said to Han Feng, "Patriarch Han, if there's nothing else, I'll take my leave first." As soon as he finished speaking, Xiao Changshan's hand gestures changed. Then his body shot out with a swoosh. Seeing Xiao Changtian leave, Han Yu, who was originally in the hall, wanted to say something. Then, he saw Han Feng shake his head at him. As a father, how could he not understand his daughter's thoughts? However, after witnessing Xiao Changshan's strength, Han Feng also knew that his daughter's wish would probably not come true. However, she should be able to fight for a position as a bed-warming maid. With this thought in mind, Han Feng also said to Han Yu beside him, "Work hard in the direction of being a bed-warming maid. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible." Chapter 668. The Heretic Race's Action. 1. It was a strange place. It was surrounded by a hall that emitted a dark aura. In the hall, a burly man wearing flaming armor stood slowly. The man stood in the hall, his body carrying an imposing aura. Below him were rows of dark soldiers in armor. The soldiers looked at the man respectfully. Obviously, this man had absolute control over the dark soldiers. This king has come to the border. I believe everyone here knows what my purpose is. Who can tell me what happened when those 2 high-level demons were killed? The weak humans in the human realm upon heavens do not have any means to purify the evil energy. This man was the leader of a noble clan from the evil race, General Yen. Different from humans, the nobility of the heretic tribe was not hereditary. If he wanted to obtain the status of a noble, he had to rely on himself. And General Yan's empty right arm was the best proof of his strength. His missing arm was the price he had to pay for killing the Grandmaster in the previous battle. After General Yan's voice sounded in the hall, none of the dark soldiers below made a sound. After a long while, the leader of the dark team who stood in the front row slowly said to General Yan, "General, according to our investigation of the human realm upon heavens, we caught a human from the human realm upon heavens. Perhaps we can get some clues from him." Upon hearing the dark team leader's words, General Yin slowly said to him, "Very good. What's your name?" Reporting to General, "My name is Wuxia." "Wuxia. Very good. I know you, the genius of the Dark Army. I heard that you started cultivating when you were 3 years old, and that you were able to fight on the battlefield when you were 6. Moreover, many experts in the human realm upon heavens have fallen at your hands. From what I see today, the rumors are probably true. You didn't disappoint me. Thank you for your praise, General Yan." Hearing Yin Jiang's words, Wuxia slowly responded to him. Then, General Yin slowly said to him, "Bring the human you captured." After his voice sounded, a fat man was slowly pulled into the hall. "Let go of me, let go of me. Who are you?" The fat man was dragged into the hall by 2 armored dark soldiers. At the same time, he kept roaring. He only remembered that he was preparing to make a fortune in the Heavenly Fire Mountain Range. He hadn't expected a little girl to attract the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon. He seemed to have been hit by the flames at that time. But how did he end up here? Useless human. Seeing the fat man, General Yin said disdainfully. Then, she came in front of the fat man and slowly raised his face. "Who are you?" Seeing General Yin in front of him, the fat man slowly said to him, "Evil race, General Yin." "Evil race?" Hearing General Yan's words, the fat man was shocked. Although his strength was low, He lived near the Heavenly Fire Mountain range all year round. Under the influence of the demons, he had heard of the legendary demons. Wasn't that the enemy of the entire human realm upon heavens? Why did he encounter her now? With this thought in his heart, General Yan's voice slowly sounded. Human, let me ask you, who defeated the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon in the Heavenly Fire Mountains? The Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon had been defeated? Hearing General Yan's words, the fat man was also shocked. When the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon had appeared, he had personally witnessed how terrifying it was. He did not expect that someone would actually defeat him. With this thought in mind, the fat man suddenly felt a sense of superiority from beyond the heavens. Why should I tell you? Let me tell you, you better let go of me. Otherwise, when the Grandmasters arrive, you will be killed. At that time, you won't even have the chance to beg for mercy. Hearing the fat man's words, a smile appeared on General Yan's face. Humans, interesting. Following that, a vigorous aura burst forth from General Yan's body. According to the cultivation of the Grandmaster, this aura clearly had the might of a creation immortal. General Yan's aura was like a 1,000-pound boulder pressing down on the plump man's chest. At this moment, General Yan slowly said to the fat man in front of him, Are you going to tell me who defeated the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon? I have nothing to say to you. At this moment, the fat man also withstood the pressure and said to General Yan, as long as he could hold on, the people from beyond heavens would come to his rescue when he reached the bottom. He would be able to jump up and enjoy the rest of his life. Very good. Yen Jiang saw the fat man's stubborn appearance and slowly said. Then, a flame slowly rose from his palm, and the temperature in the entire hall rose by a few degrees. Whoosh! The flaming palm grabbed the fat man's thigh. Aha! Then, the fat man's scream echoed in the hall. Are you going to tell me or not? At this moment, General Yin smiled at the fat man in front of him. Seeing Yin Jiang's smiling expression, the fat man seemed to see the devil's heart beneath his smile. The fat man did not doubt that if he did not say anything, this evil race would kill him on the spot. With this thought in mind, the fat man immediately said to General Yin in front of him, Stop, stop, stop. I'll tell you. Hearing the fat man's words, Yin Jiang smiled and let go of his palm. The fat man's thigh had already been charred black. Covering his thigh with his hand, the fat man hurriedly said to General Yin, Sir, I'm not too sure either. I only know that there's a little girl. At this moment, the fat man told General Yin everything he had experienced in the Heavenly Fire Mountain range. You're saying that he walked to the center of the basin, and the Scarlet Blood Evil Dragon came out. At this moment, General Yin stood in front of the fat man and said to him with a smile, Yes, my lord. Afraid that General Yin would burn him again, the fat man hurriedly responded. Then, General Yin waved his hand, and a few dark soldiers dragged the fat man away. Sir, spare my life. Spare my life. The fat man said in fear as he was dragged away by the dark soldiers. After dragging the fat man away, General Yin said to an evil race being beside him, Wuxia, this is the fragrant wood. It can conceal your evil race's aura from being detected. Go to the human realm upon heavens secretly and find out more about it. Remember, don't alert the enemy. Alright, General Yin. As soon as General Yin finished speaking, an evil race member walked out from a corner of the hall. She took the fragrant wood from him and walked out. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 669. Humans are really cunning. 1. Evil race. Dark main hall. After Wuxia left, 2 dark soldiers walked in from outside. How's it going? Yin Jiang slowly said to them when he saw the 2 of them return. My lord, we've already planted a goo worm in that human. If there's anything unusual, we can know at any time. Hearing the words of the 2 dark soldiers, Yin Jiang nodded in satisfaction. At this moment, Wuxia walked over from the side. General Yin, don't you think we've been a little too cautious? I think we should just find an opportunity to kill our way over. When Yin Jiang heard Wuxia's words, he waved his hand at him. Wuxia, although humans are not strong, They are very cunning. Moreover, their formation hasn't completely lost its power yet. If we rashly go over, it'll be disadvantageous to us. That formation can't stop the attacks of the clan. At this moment, Wuxia continued to speak to Yin Jiang. Captain Wuxia, I think we should wait here for Wuxin's news. Don't worry, Wuxin isn't a fool. With Wuxin's strength, not many of those humans could survive. Yes. After Wu Ming finished speaking, General Yin nodded in agreement. Then he patted Wuxia's shoulder. Wuxia, I know you are brave and good at fighting, but this matter is settled. We can talk about other things later. Hearing Yin Jiang's words, Wuxia did not say anything more. He thought about how Wuxin was not weak, and it did not seem to be a problem for him to go over. He greeted General Yin and went to his room to rest. At the same time, in the Heavenly Fire Mountain range, a figure slowly walked out of the void. After Wuxin received General Yan's order, he rushed to the Heavenly Fire Mountain range without stopping. Finding out Guo Yurong's ability was a big deal for the evil race. If Guo Yurong really had the ability to purify evil energy, that was bad news for the evil race. After all, there was no one in the human race who could purify their evil aura. After the battle in the Heavenly Fire Mountain range, there were many cultivators who wanted to pick up the loot. Wuxin looked at the cultivators below and arrived in front of them in a flash. An aura comparable to that of an imperial immortal emitted from his body and attacked the cultivators in the Heavenly Fire Mountain range. Aha! Miserable screams rang out continuously in the Heavenly Fire Mountain range. Tell me, did a little girl come here before? Wuxin stepped on a cultivator and said to him emotionlessly. What little girl? Senior, I don't know anything. Bang. Before the cultivator could finish speaking, Wuxin stepped on him. His entire body exploded. After the cultivator under his feet was taken care of, Wu Xin's figure flashed and arrived at another cultivator. Soon the cultivators in the Heavenly Fire Mountain range were also slaughtered by Wuxin. Wuxin's bloodstained hands slowly brushed across his lips. Is the little girl in the divine realm? After searching the souls of these cultivators and interrogating them, Wu Xan also deduced that Guo Yurong was in the divine world. On the other side, after Xiao Changtian left the Han family, he also sped back to the 100,000 Mountains. Look, Master is back. In the 100,000 Mountains, Di Wuzheng saw a stream of light in the sky and said to his other senior brothers and sisters. This was the first time Di Wuzheng had seen Xiao Changtian, and the others used their spiritual skills. They quickly gathered together and waited for Xiao Changshan's arrival. Xiao Changtian controlled his flying sword and slowly landed on the island. He looked at Di Wuzheng and the others who were waiting for him. Xiao Changtian was also touched. He did not take in this group of disciples for nothing. They still knew how to be grateful. Master, you're so handsome. At this moment, Di Wuzheng said slowly to Xiao Changtian. Hearing Di Wuzheng's words, Xiao Changtian smiled at Di Wuzheng and the others. He could understand their feelings. After all, in the cultivation world, who wouldn't ride a flying sword in the air? However, he seemed to know what his disciples would ask of him. Xiao Changtian was the first to speak to Di Wuzheng and the others. Master knows what you're thinking. When there's a chance, Master will help you build a large kite. I'm here to let you experience the joy of flying. Needless to say, these brats would definitely pester him later. He wanted to teach them the sword kinesis flying technique. However, he did not learn it either. He had cheated. How was he supposed to teach them? To avoid trouble, Xiao Changtian promised them to make large kites. After hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Di Wuzheng said excitedly, Master, what materials do you need for a large kite? We'll help you find them. They weren't interested in flying, but in the large kite that Xiao Changtian mentioned. Hearing Di Wuzheng's words, Xiao Changtian slowly said to them, high-quality wood is needed to make the large kite sturdy. You won't fall. Originally, there was no shortage of wood on this island. However, due to the construction of various palaces a while ago, there was no shortage of wood. The wood on the island was almost used up. However, there was no need to be anxious. When the time came, he would just let DT on, and the others go out and buy another batch. Thinking so, he said to Diwu Zheng and the others, "There's no hurry. Let me see what you've been doing recently." Diwu Zheng smiled at Xiao Changtian. "Master, my stomach hurts a little. I'm going to the toilet." "Master, me too." After a while, Diwu Zheng and the others disappeared from Xiao Changshan's sight. If Xiao Changtian found out that they were in the sutra depository all day long, they would be killed. He would probably be scolded again. However, there was nothing he could do. Who asked his master to write such awesome books? At the same time, in the periphery of the divine world, a figure slowly stepped out from the void. Looking at the ball of light in his hand, he slowly said, "So the divine realm is a lower realm. From the looks of it, that little girl should not have the ability either. Humans are really cunning." Although he did not have the heart to look down on the lower realm like the divine world, he had killed countless of such lower realms in the Great War. However, to be on the safe side, he was still prepared to go and investigate. Then, Wuxia's figure slowly walked towards the direction of the divine world. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.